At Sleep Outfitters Outlet, great sleep is a big deal. Save 40 to 60% every day on every Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. Queens as low as $249. Customer exchanges, closeouts, and floor samples. Inventory changes daily, so come in for your dream deal today. With no credit needed financing, expert advice, and up to 60% off retail, it's never been easier to get the sleep and savings you deserve. Go to sleepoutfittersoutlet.com for financing details and to find a store near you.
Sophie, what's going through your mind?
Yeah, the best player win. I don't know. I don't know. There's nothing going through my mind. It's just mush.
A bit like our minds too. Hello and welcome to BB on Blast, Australia Finale Edition.
Woo! And that is Big Brother Australia in a nutshell, right there. Woo!
Yeah, it is, isn't
Chad! Woo! King Chad.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, fuck. That was
Chad.
the best bit. That was hilarious.
Should we quickly introduce, do intros, then
Go
we can
on,
get
then.
into it. I'm Gaz.
I'm Lindsay. Oh, you can't wait to get into it, can you? You're
This is Big
raring
On,
to
but I can't wait
raring
to
to
get into
go. Raring to go. So much to talk about. So exciting.
We've got the bubbles out because it's the final. Cheers. But obviously this time we've already watched the final, so we know who's won. So you won't get our fresh reactions.
Jack was quite excited because he said, "Oh, I never get to watch like a finale with you because we
Yeah,
normally
we
do
do
it
it
on the
together,
podcast."
yeah.
And then we watched it. It was like,
Won't be doing that again.
yeah. Normally I'm just like, "Oh, guess who won?" And then I tell him who won. And then he saw it for himself. I was like, "Oh." But no, I don't want to say. Should we wait?
What?
I was going to say how I feel about the winner, but let's wait.
Let's go through the episodes first.
Let's
shall
go
we?
through the episodes.
I mean, I actually did quite enjoy the run up to the final of Big Brother Australia.
There was one episode and one challenge in particular that was very good.
It's yeah, I think I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Well, I like both the final challenges.
really?
I think they were actually very similar in essence. Like in theme, they were kind of like the same structure of task in a way. It was like dropping out first, kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Which was switched based on all the other tasks we had before, right? But more hinged on the first one because it meant elimination, which I thought was really tense.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think you were so impressed by that.
No, it was so confusing the way they changed up the rules on that last
I can't
episode.
cope with this. It's
I was
different
like,
to normal.
What? Yes, you know how I am when they read out the veto rules. I still don't get it after 22 seasons.
Speaking about that, you know the task explaining music that I like on Big Brother
Oh,
US? They used that again on Drag Race the other day. I don't watch Drag Race. In fact, I can't get along with that format at all.
I really don't like Drag Race.
I don't like it either.
Everyone is just
Do
switching
you know
off
what?
right now.
People think because you're a Big Brother fan,
Yeah.
you will be down for Drag Race. But to be honest, I just don't like the look of it. I don't like the sound of
I
it.
don't understand it. I don't understand what's going on. I've tried to watch it on 2 separate occasions now, and both times I thought this is a load of rubbish.
So, the thing
Sorry
is,
to all of our gay listeners.
So, not only gay people watching Drag Race, you know.
And all of our gay-friendly listeners.
But one of our long-term listeners and friend of the show, Rowan, she
Yes.
said to me, you need to watch
Rowan.
Canada's Drag Race
Oh,
because it's a
come on.
little bit more reserved than the US one. So I thought, I'll try it.
Reserved, we don't want that.
Not reserved, but a bit more, I don't know what she said, but a bit more like, not as,
Strategic?
quite as out there. I don't know. Anyway, there's this one judge on there who's a beautiful looking man.
Right.
Like almost to the point that he couldn't be real.
Right.
But that's not really enough to bring me in to the show.
Well, I look at a picture of him. I don't want to watch a whole programme.
But anyway,
I don't understand. I thought it was because I watched it with Jack, and I thought this is 2 straight people watching a programme and we don't get it. So but if you don't get it either, that makes me feel better.
I don't get it. I just don't think it's very good.
But do you get
I just don't think from a TV point of view it's very well
Nothing
produced.
happens in it. It's like, what is the challenge?
There's a judging panel for no reason.
Yeah. What is that? And then they mime at the end. It's just
That's
like,
a drag staple.
that's
like,
fine,
doing
but
miming.
that's like the highlight, and it's like that ain't enough of a highlight. For
It's
me.
not very
Sorry,
funny.
it's shit.
This American series, which is an All Stars, they have some sort of element of voting each other off, which makes it a little bit more interesting
Oh,
for
yeah.
probably you and I.
Yeah, I want some backstabbing. There's no backstabbing going on.
There is on this one because
Oh.
you can vote people out strategically or even vote for yourself. But
Vote
I
for
said to-
yourself. What is this?
vote
The
yourself
Pax
off.
Brothers?
Are you sure? But I said to Dan about the Canada one, like, this is just the same as every other drag race. And then Dan gasped because
Oh,
compared to the other ones, apparently it's like inferior. The Canada
so
one.
Dan likes Drag Race.
He does like Drag Race,
Oh.
yeah. The problem is he's got friends that like it, and I ended up in a group
problem
chat.
is.
I ended up in a group chat about Drag Race. We have a group chat with our friends, right? And it used to be about Pride.
Gaz has left the chat.
It was like about the Spice Girls originally, the Spice Girls World Tour. Then it was about Pride. Pride got cancelled. Then it got rebranded into a Drag Race.
Oh,
chat.
now you're in it.
So I've just had to mute it until
Nah, you got to be Gaz.
the subject
Gaz
that I care
has left
about
the chat.
comes back around.
I was like, oh, what's happened?
Anyway, we're not here to talk about Drag Race.
Oh, good job
But
too. Although,
I was.
you know, might be more interesting than this.
But I couldn't help but tune in. So Dan was watching it. I couldn't help but tune into the task explaining music
Oh,
from
yeah.
BBUS. And I think it's so weird that,
All that
Drag
music
Race is using that music.
All that music is just library footage, isn't it?
probably.
Like
Dun,
archive footage.
Dun,
It's a
dun.
shame Big Brother couldn't actually get its own shit together, its own music, its own catchphrase, expect the unexpected. I hear other shows using that all the time.
Oh, that's plagiarism.
Yeah,
right there.
it's like, what the fuck? Like,
That's
these
trademark.
things should be ring-fenced as Big Brother things.
Definitely.
And everyone else should just go away and think about what they've done.
What do you think about the Big Brother Australia music this year?
What
Did you like
music?
it? It's quite orchestral,
Oh,
wasn't
the
it?
dramatic music.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Do you know, the one I particularly like is the sort of uplifting music at the end of a task, when
Yeah.
at the end of a competition when someone's won. I think that one's quite good.
Rousing.
Yeah, it's quite rousing.
I was going to Jack. Oh, you said this Big Brother is like the best Big Brother you've ever seen. And he was like, oh, I never said that. He said, I don't know why you keep saying
think
I
he
said
did say
that.
that at the start.
He did fucking say, thank you. He said, I don't know why you
Yeah.
keep saying I said that. It's like, because you fucking did. And everyone was saying it. And it went right
Then
shit.
Angela went.
Yeah. So, you know, I've made a note of these things. Anyway, so where we started off was Chad and Sophie were reunited.
Oh, when Dan and Matt had a soul con
Oh, that was so... Oh, yeah, that's how we ended the last pod, wasn't it? When they were sulking in the
in
garden.
the garden, huddled on the floor, rocking.
And Chad said to Sophie, my little grumble bum.
Rumble bum.
Who
Jesus.
did you vote for?
Sophie.
I did too.
Sophie emerged as my winner. Now she doesn't like to talk about it, but she has two dreams. One of them's one of them's going to the Olympics, and the other one's winning Big
Neither
Brother.
of which she has achieved.
No.
Spoiler alert.
Do you think that those two dreams were something that Sophie concocted to get through Big Brother, or are they genuine?
No, I think they're real dreams, but she needs to engage her brain a little bit more and she might achieve them.
It's mush.
I think that Chad... fuck it, I'm just
We're
going to
going
say
into
it.
it.
I'm going to say it.
He's not a deserving winner, is he?
Chad stumbled into that win, and I'll tell you how. No, actually, you can tell me how. It's one or two things. One or two things he did that got in that win, or both things combined. What are they?
The final comp where he busted the comp with a fucked up
Correct.
ankle.
The Christmas fox, I call it. Yeah.
So Christmas. Oh, Christmas from.
Yeah. Is that a name? Christmas fox?
I don't know
What the
about Fox. I
fuck?
don't know about Fox, but
What a
I know
name.
who Christmas is.
Yeah. That, yeah. Or, what was the other... The other stalwart of reality TV that he dredged out and shamelessly said 3 or 4 times just before the final.
Dead Dad.
Thank you.
Do you know, to be fair to Chad,
Those two together, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Sophie didn't have a chance.
Chad did mention his dad in his VT
Yeah.
way back, probably
Yeah,
by
he
episode
used
4 when
to
they showed
get
it.
cast as well as winning at the end.
True, and he said he watched Big Brother with his dad. It's his dad's favourite programme. Doing it
Do you know
for
how many
his
times
pa.
I've heard that shit on Big Brother?
Do you know what? I should pull that one out of the
Yeah,
bag. My dad's still alive.
Just kill him off. We used to watch this back in the day. No, he's fallen off that cliff.
Oh, the cliff by the house. Into the sea.
I was thinking of Janine and Barry when he said this.
Oh, it's niche.
Not if you're Alfie.
But so, yeah, I guess Sophie's storyline was the whole dream of a broken back, not making the Olympics. Big Brother was the
Broken
next one.
hill.
Broken Hill. Dan's
What
storyline
was the
at the end
storyline? Their
became...
fucking
Do
ex-girlfriend.
you know what? All it became about was Anna. I'm doing this for Anna. I'm doing this so that we can give Anna a future. Like, no one cares enough about Anna.
Anna, take your no lips and fuck off with... Oh,
Does Anna have no lips?
Yeah.
As well as Dan?
Just get the fuck out of
Imagine
here.
them two kissing. Do they even kiss me?
Do-
Jesus.
Gaz, Rowan said...
Yeah.
Rowan, loyal listener... No, loyal listener is Laurie, not Rowan.
Rowan's a long-term listener, I said.
Rowan can-
Ian_loud if you want to follow.
Rowan, get the fuck out of here. She said,
Yeah.
and I quote,
Yeah.
Dan is both attractive
No, he's not.
and funny. That's the most insulting part.
No, the big threat about Dan is obviously a very, very funny man, and Australia will love that. They will love it.
Looks like they fucking didn't.
Now, Dan will be doing a comedy tour this summer.
If Dan is the funniest person
summer,
we've got in
next
the
summer.
house, what the fuck has happened? What has happened
Do
with
you know what?
casting?
The problem with the
Casting.
casting, if casting has been near this, she needs to be fired from the franchise immediately. There wasn't anyone funny in this Big
No,
Brother.
well, Angela was kind of funny.
Angela was funny, but she wasn't.
She wasn't like side-splitting funny.
No,
she was just like a
in
cool
the
character.
situation. It was funny, like watching her, like, I don't know, drop a cup of tea when Big Brother spoke to her, shit like that. That
Probably
was quite funny.
Garth thinks he was funny,
Garth
but he
thinks,
wasn't.
oh, Auntie Garth.
Fucking Garth
It's
is.
come with the logo that he's ironed on his t-shirt.
Oh, pathetic.
Kieran was probably the funniest.
Oh yeah, Kieran.
But it's almost laughing at him, which isn't nice either.
Jack said he's Team Kieran yesterday. He said,
That's
I know
a
you
bit
don't
late
like
for
him,
that.
but he said, I like Kieran and I
Go
don't
and-
care what you say.
Go and buy his merch then.
What merch has
You've
he
not
got?
seen his merch?
There?
He says on YouTube that his merch is selling fast.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's got, like-
how many did he print up?
It's clearly print on demand, like your book.
I've got a drink in my hand that could go on you. My
Buy
book
Lindsay's book, First Aid Kit Girl.
Have you
it's
ever
available on
heard a
Amazon.
bad word said about my book?
No.
No, you're right, because it's fucking good.
Yeah, apart from where's the fucking sequel?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
if you read it. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
There couldn't really be a sequel.
Where's the prequel?
I don't agree with sequels anyway. I think they're just cheap.
Yeah, Kieran's merch, he has come up with his own, like, phrases, which says, like, King Cockroach on it, or something.
El Cockroach.
It's like, who was it, the king out of Big Brother UK?
Who was what? The king?
Yeah.
Oh, who was that?
Usain. Is it
Oh,
Usain?
yeah.
Hussein?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm the king.
What series was
The
that?
last series. Big Brother 2018.
Oh, God. That is awful. That is just awful.
And the other phrase that he uses is the cat with 7 lives, because he was nominated 7 times. Which you can get emblazoned on a t-shirt in, like,
that's
Comic Sans or something.
That's catchy.
Looks terrible.
I want it in Times New Roman. Is that okay?
Probably customizable fonts.
I want it in Wingdings. So you can't see how embarrassing it is. I've just put my notes down, right? Let's put them back up
Yeah,
again.
we need to
Come
go
on,
back
stay
through
on
these
track,
last couple of
stay on track.
episodes.
Don't you think it's good to come off the notes from time to time and just
Of
be
course,
like,
ad-lib
go
it.
off-road?
So, Kieran said...
I'm a bit tipsy.
No, Big Brother said... Well, no, this is the wrong episode. Wait,
Quite
sorry.
early on as well. No, I'll tell you where we are. Day 37.
Oh, they had a Chad and Sophie reunion segment.
Chad makes Sophie feel vulnerable, and that is why she's always angry at him.
That's a weird relationship right there. Doesn't sound like something you want to be part of. He said, even though she's always yelling at me, she's a beautiful girl with a big heart. I've never seen Sophie yell at Chad. Not in the edit, anyway.
No. Well, that time when she made him get up and walk around because of the pedometer challenge,
Chad needs to talk to you now in the green room.
I've forgotten what I was going to say. Legacy scenes like that. I've noticed Sophie sleeps with her rings on. Do you approve or disapprove?
I thought that when you go to sleep, your body swells up, so you're not supposed to sleep with those kind of
I
things on.
would hate to sleep with rings on.
But she's worried the possum's going to steal them in the night.
That magpie, that alleged magpie in the back garden. That's not what our magpies look
It's like a
like.
golden eagle. Things are different in Australia.
They sure are.
It's probably poisonous.
It's all that nuclear fallout.
Oh? Is that true?
No, that's what Jack said about the animals because they look weird.
So how do you feel about this?
What?
In the White Room, during the White Room era,
Drunk.
Matt won a power by... Hang on.
Carry
By doing that catapult task where it has to fling the balls into people's hoops.
Ugh.
He did
Matt
not
too.
get a chance to decide if Kieran or Sophie came back because Kieran stole the money, meaning Sophie came back in. The power then carried over. How do you feel about this?
Can my face tell you how I feel about
And
it?
the told me everything I need to know.
Pissed me off so much. What the fuck?
It's devoid now, isn't it? It's like Tyler's...
Boy.
It's like Tyler's cloud,
Redacted.
the cloud power, isn't it?
Yeah, and Ovi's power that he went out with.
Yeah.
What was it? The nightmare power. That's gone. You don't
Access
get to
denied.
come back in with that fucking power. No, you didn't
Access
use
denied.
it. You're an idiot. You didn't use it. You went. Goodbye. The end.
Exactly.
Goodbye.
So,
Oh, I'm belligerent. We're only about 20 minutes
what
in.
did the power become? Do you remember?
A power to confuse the fuck out of Lindsay Rose.
He
What was
got
it?
an advantage at the nomination, so he got 2 votes, meaning that if he was not nominated, he had 2 votes against whoever was on the block. If he
I
was on
didn't
the
like
block, he got
that.
1 vote.
Guys, I
It
didn't
basically
like that.
guaranteed that he stayed.
That fucking annoyed me because when whoever was it Chad that won or Sophie that day, I was like, oh,
We'll come to that,
blah
don't
blah blah. You know, it's all good. And then it was like, oh no, Sarah's totally fucked no matter what she does.
Yeah,
It's like,
she
what?
was.
That's so unfair on her. unfair.
It was unfair.
I mean, she's annoying as fuck, so she can fuck off, but there you go. I went right off her.
No, you did.
Oh.
You actually liked her for a bit.
I know, like, only about a week or so.
It was very short-lived.
Oh, I'm short. Short-lived. I see what you did there.
Matt was blanking Sophie the next morning. Do you remember this? Sophie
need to
walked
pick up
out
my
from the
phone.
bathroom. Matt was going up the steps towards the bathroom.
Yeah.
And he just completely looked right through her. And then Dan was being equally awkward in the kitchen around Sophie. They both had a right fucking strop on. Pair of kids.
I've written Dan not even saying morning.
Exactly. How could you?
I said it's not her fault she's back for a twist.
It's not
if
her
you've got
fault.
a complaint, take it to Big Brother. That ain't
Hang on.
Sophie's fault.
Did Big Brother already say, Matt, you applied to Big Brother and twist the part of the game? You've been told by Big Brother, bottle it, like, get a grip, get on with it.
What did you say, bottle it?
Bottle it. And I know what it's like to live with someone that doesn't want to even acknowledge you when you pass in the hallway or in the kitchen or
Who was
whatever.
that?
That fucking moody ex-housemate.
Oh,
I used to
that
have.
twat, yeah.
Fucking miserable middle-aged gay twat. He was just jealous.
Middle-aged.
But like,
I think I'm middle-aged.
it's not nice living with someone that you don't want to talk, doesn't want to talk to you. It makes you feel really awkward, and I thought it was very unfair on Sophie because it was no fault of her own. And twists are part of the game.
Poor Sophie. Dad and Matt have just proved themselves to be a pair of entitled pricks.
But you know what? Sophie didn't let her get her down. She
No.
said, while they're feeling sorry for themselves, I'm thinking of how the hell I'm going to crush them.
Yes. Oh, yeah, Dan said I was due for a kick in the guts, and Matt said...
On day 36.
Yeah, Matt said he can't calm down, and I haven't ever felt like this.
Yeah, he said, I don't think I've ever felt like this. Is it Big Brother that said, have you lost your cool, Matthew? Or was
Yeah,
that me?
I don't know. And then Matt said, I went against my word. It's like, well, you shouldn't have gone against your word, and now she's back to...
What word?
Because he was final four with Sophie, then he evicted her, wasn't he?
Well, then that's your fault. And she's now back and coming for you.
Yeah.
You don't like it.
It's Big Brother,
You've
baby.
shamed Broken Hill, Matt.
Read that rule book.
Thought you were a
Your
man of your
morals.
word.
Man
Yeah,
of morals.
Exactly. Sophie said they signed up for Big Brother and it's a game. Correct. Sarah realised that
Only a game.
Sophie's return is her second chance. And this is true, actually. Sarah,
Wow.
Sophie and Chad now had a chance to be the majority in the house against Matt and Dan.
Didn't turn
Apart
out
from the
that
fucking
well
power.
for Sarah, did it?
No, it didn't really.
Dan said he was going to pack his bags,
Oh?
and then a dog came in.
So, these housemates have become so boring that Big Brother's had to remove all of the furniture in the house to get some entertainment out of them, and now put in a dog for an hour.
An hour. Lucky Angela.
I mean, the
ain't
show's
there.
not that long.
Yeah.
Oh, it's lucky Angela's not there. Now, it was a shame not to see Jackson return, the poodle, because we've grown very attached to him in the phobia task.
You can remember Jackson the fucking poodle, but
Not
not Jackson,
Jackson
the
from Big
fucking
Brother US.
housemate who won. What the fuck?
Look, you know that I've got a thing for dogs on Big Brother, like Jackie's dog with a drawn-on nose, most notably.
What are the notable dogs in Big Brother? I remember a dog came into Big Brother USA, and the dog was like traumatised and didn't like them and just wanted to go the whole time. That was Derek Lavassa's.
Sounds like Carol McGiffin. Big Brother 2 in the UK had Paddy the dog, a little toy poodle thing that they trained to do tricks. He's now long dead. Spoiler, sorry.
I hate poodles, so I don't care.
Big Brother Australia brought in a dog in the last
Oh yeah,
Tim's season.
with
they had a
Tim.
dog,
Yeah, I remember Tim with a dog.
I don't know
yeah.
what he was called.
If you could remember that, I'd be worried about what you're using your brain capacity for.
Do you know what? I think we've probably forgotten the corrections on last week's pod from Alfie.
Oh,
but-
Alfie gave us some. I got correction from Alfie.
Yeah, what
Shout
did we
out
do
Alfie
wrong?
Sheldon. Follow him on Twitter, Alfie Sheldon 12. Is it that 12? I don't know.
Something like that.
We said on last
You said
on last week's episode that Chad and Sophie came in the crane.
box.
They did not come in the crane.
They came in the middle of the
snuck
night.
in the night with Auntie Garth.
Yeah.
So apologies to anyone who was offended by that misinformation.
Yeah, sorry about that. Laurie actually corrected that one as well.
Oh, fucking hell. Shut up, everyone.
So Daniel and
If you
Sarah,
want facts, go and see Taryn.
Daniel and Sarah came to the diary room to pick up Banjo. Big Brother said, "Show Banjo a good time around the house for the next hour." And I mean, you can have the time of your life in the Big Brother house within 20 minutes. We've proven that ourselves, right? I've had the best time of my life in the house for 20 minutes, so Banjo getting an hour is quite generous.
Two things stood out from this activity. One, Dan totally commandeered that dog and wouldn't let anyone else go near it.
Dan commandeers everything.
Yeah, that's true.
You know why? The dog reminded him of his ex-girlfriend, Anna. That's a bit rude.
No, his ex-girlfriend, Talia. And his ex-friend in the house, Casey.
Yeah, Talia was dropped, wasn't she? Like a lead balloon. They had a showmance going on early days.
The only shit I got to talk about in that final is how fat or skinny people look and what they were wearing.
That's
so
good, that's all we need.
Brace yourself. And then Matt just didn't want to have anything to do with the dog, did he?
Oh, no, he
was
didn't.
Just like, I don't care. I don't care if there's a dog
Fair
there.
enough, you don't like dogs.
No, he does like dogs. He's just being a sport bitch about Sophie.
Wouldn't even let himself enjoy a dog because
Yeah.
of that. What about when Banjo walked into the door? Did you see
Oh, yeah,
that?
I did
was
see
quite
that,
funny.
yeah. Tried to walk into the patio door. Trying to, like, maim himself just so he could leave there.
Banjo lifted down spirits. I tried to tell them... What? What?
Is this what Banjo
There's a
said?
typo in my notes here because it says I tried to tell Mules he wasn't that good. Oh, I tried to tell myself he wasn't that good, but he was really good.
Oh, that's
why
what Dan
Dan
said
was
about
over
him.
Banjo.
What did Banjo say about Dan? That's what I know.
He said. Dan said to Matt, "Let me be an example to you.
Oh.
You could be me." Over it, motivated, ready to play. If only he'd given Banjo a bit of attention, that could have been Matt.
No, because Matt got evicted by whoever it was. Chad.
Coming up on tonight's show.
So then Sophie said, nothing more than winning will suffice. Which I thought was an interesting to hear Sophie say the word suffice, really. And then she was strapping up Chad's foot,
Oh,
which
yeah,
gave
Chad
us
was
a hint. How
Early
did Chad
signs
do?
of the injury.
How did he do this injury in a previous comp? Apparently.
I think it's just the toll of all of the competitions. Maybe it was that wobble board one.
Oh, could have been.
Wobble board. That's not okay in 2020.
No, well, it's not fair because just because Rolf Harris is associated with the wobble board without Rolf Harris is probably fine.
Probably. But does anyone else do the wobble board apart from him?
No,
Is it even a thing?
I think he invented it.
Yeah, I think he
actually.
probably did.
Oh shit!
Remember those like caricatures just a draw of himself as a
Oh,
kangaroo
yeah.
body?
I
Why
do
would you do that?
Well, that's the least of the why would you do that questions, to be honest.
That's true. So Sophie was strapping the ankle of Chad's ankle and giving him a massage to fix it. Do you like massages?
No, I do not. Why? Why are you even asking me
I
that?
just thought that perhaps there's an opportunity for some funny stories there. I just feel like you don't like being touched in that way, do you?
No, I do not. I went for a facial once, and then it was with my friend Nicola. Actually, halfway through, we just left and just were like, "Let's go to the pub."
What happens in a facial?
It lasts for like an hour. It's like
What do they do, just rub your face for an
rubbing
hour?
all different oils on your face. There's like whale music playing in the back. It's like it was making me feel so edgy. I was like, I've got to get out of here. Just get out. Just ran. No, I did wait till the end of it. Getting up and running sounds more exciting.
It does. The little greasy face out through
Like,
the
get me out of
fucking
here.
town centre.
Just wearing a white towel. Okay, so I've written wood chip ? Why have I written that?
Wood chip? I'm not sure.
2 epic challenges for eviction. The first person to drop out of the challenge will be up for eviction, and Sophie competes with a disadvantage. Why? Why
They did
do
not
that?
say that she'd have a disadvantage by returning from the white room. This was
No.
new information.
She could have took that 15 grand like Thick Boy did.
Nah, she needs to come for the title. Nothing but winning will suffice. Did you notice that Sophie, Sarah and Chad, as they headed to Big Brother's basement...
Was it the thing in the water? No. Or something else.
we'll come to that. Did you notice that
Stop saying we'll come
that
to
cat
that.
is shouting at me from way down there, look.
Look at it.
Did you notice they were all wearing sweatbands, white sweatbands, or bands on their arms, and it looked like a mark of solidarity between Sarah, Chad and Sophie to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they were a team entering the
White
fray.
Lives Matter.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tally, could you stop doing that? We're trying to do a podcast.
It
Thank
was
you.
the grain comp. The grain funnel
Oh,
competition.
the wood chip. That's why I've written wood chip.
Oh, it was grain. Okay.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
they
Looked
had
like
to-
popcorn, didn't it?
So they had a funnel each. The grain was filtering down. They had to run down some steps, fill up their little bucket with grain,
Oh, yeah,
and
before it
refill
ran
the
out.
funnel.
Before it ran out at the bottom. Come here, Dave. Be
So we
quiet.
already knew that Chad was at a disadvantage as well
Oh.
because of his ankle, and also steps with a busted ankle are never good.
No.
The first person to failed to keep grain in the funnel was going to be nominated for eviction. This is why this competition was so high stakes. Basically, it put you on the block. You didn't have to win for the opportunity to put someone up. That was gone.
Can I just say, this competition is completely unfair if you're Sarah and a 4 foot whatever the fuck she is, and you're
You
Dan.
know Sarah is in the army.
But
or
Dan
whatever.
is 6'7", and he can go up those stairs 2, 3 at a time.
Yeah.
Have you ever been a small person going up the stairs on the tube?
No.
You can only go up 1 at a time, and you see tall people going up 2 or 3 at a time. You get jealous. That is how Sarah was at this comp. It's not fair. It's not an even playing field.
No, barely any of these comps were even,
No.
apart from the ones that were calibrated, which meant like bringing the funnel slightly lower for Sarah.
Even the calibrated ones would have been, if you're
Harder
Kieran,
for
they're
someone.
harder because
Yeah.
you've got more weight.
Do you know, I did not expect this
It's Howie to be rubbing his face on your knee.
this iteration of Big Brother to be so physically intense. Every competition was physical. Nothing really came up as a mental competition.
Can't they get rid of this physical stuff because it's
Do
quite
you want to see
boring?
it become less physical? in
I
the
really,
future?
really liked it the first 2 or
Will
3
this
weeks.
put off the fatties from applying next year? Will the Garths and the Kierans of this world not apply
All
now?
the fatties are working out right now, so to try and get on. It's a good point. Like, we didn't need all these physical challenges in Big Brother Australia gone by. We needed interesting characters. And
But
why can't we just have that again?
To my memory, the Friday night games were quite physical.
Yeah, I can't
not to
remember that
I don't
well.
think they were endurance based, but they were more like fun, silly games, like it's a knockout type
But
stuff.
then how was, like, Tim and stuff faring? I guess Tim is fitter than...
I think the problem is that, although the answer here is that the Friday night games were not to do with the nomination process, I don't think, were they?
okay.
They were more like
can't
for
remember what
winning
it was.
rewards in the house or something. I can't quite
okay.
remember
I
either, but I'm
can't
sure
either.
Alfie would tell us. But,
Well, what fucking podcast are we going to correct that on? Oh, the BB22 one. That's fine.
yeah.
Be
So,
quiet!
I actually did a poll, now we're on the subject, on the BB on Blast account at the end of the final because I was live. I was
Oh.
tweeting live.
Oh,
I decided
I like your poll.
to ask the viewers what they want to see in the next season of Big Brother Australia. Now, I'm just going through my timeline to find the results.
Number 1, black people. Number 2. I know, that's it.
No, my options were, which I just thought of off the cuff, were entertaining housemates.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
I feel like
that was
overall,
what I chose that.
overall the cast was pretty duff this
I
year.
chose that.
Mental competitions,
Yeah.
public voting, and live evictions. So, in a way, I didn't really think this through, but afterwards I was like, okay, when I say public voting, it means the traditional format,
Yeah.
which would entail live evictions too.
Yeah. No, that
When I
makes
said
sense.
live evictions, it meant you could do a strategic game without public vote, but have the evictions live like they are in US. They are live, aren't they? Or supposed
yeah,
to be live.
they are live or a couple of hours behind.
Or
or whatever.
filmed
Yeah.
in front
filmed
of a live
as live,
audience.
yeah.
Yeah.
And what were the results on that?
Now, there were a whopping 135 votes. This isn't too bad.
That's pretty good for Big Brother Australia,
Now-
because who cares?
I know that you are of the school of thought that good Big Brother is built on entertaining housemates.
Yeah.
And I think
Who
I
who
agree.
wouldn't be of that school of thought? That's just a fact.
So it seems that Australia actually value public voting more than entertaining housemates.
That is stupid.
So public voting was the top voted with 36%. Entertaining housemates followed with 30%. Live evictions 20%. Mental comps 14%. They don't care about the comps.
Ah.
Live evictions, I think people might have been confused, but clearly what this says to me, if you want public voting back, Big Brother Australia, they don't want this format. They want the old format.
Well, who would want this format? It's shit.
Oh, I thought we liked it. I thought we
No.
said it was a good format.
I've decided in the finale, this format
Don't
is
talk about
all wrong.
the format of the finale needs work.
No, but it ties in with this. It ties in with the pre-recorded thing. Alfie was right. That's all I'll say for now.
Oh, Jesus. Suddenly all your work has been undone this
He
whole
was
season.
right. He was right. He was right. I was wrong.
But what about the whole point of, in this version, we get like the reality, we get the norm, we get the comp, we get the noms, we get the eviction. You still
Oh, I do like that.
You
I
get
do
a
like that,
package.
yeah.
I like that.
I like it because it's like the
That's done
double
now.
eviction. It's like the double
One and done.
eviction. It's like a double eviction on BBUS, but you get that every week. But if you get that every week, you start to get a bit sick. Too much of a good thing.
Oh, like Celebrity Big Brother on Channel 5.
Yeah. No, I like Celebrity Big Brother.
There's too much of it though, wasn't there? Twice a year, remember?
I like twice a year.
Oh.
I've got
So-
nothing better to do.
Australia want public voting back by this. I know it's not a great percentage of the population that have responded to this poll, but anyway,
They're going to do the same format next year, aren't they?
of course. Of course they are.
They're not going to listen.
Not to the people on Plus Pole. It's falling on deaf ears.
God, you should have listened to Taryn's podcast last week. Fucking hell, I never heard anyone hate on a programme more. Wait till he's watched that fucking finale. He'll be fucking shitting himself.
Did you not hear me talking about Big Brother US last year?
Honestly, he was just so disgusted with it.
What about the finale?
No, not even the finale, just the previous week. The White Room, he hated all of it.
Oh, fuck off.
And I thought, God...
Do you know what? The White Room is a good twist.
I like the White Room.
It's always going to be entertaining. So don't shit on the White Room. You'll never get it out. It's all white.
It's alright, he's not listening to that. Yeah, go on.
So, yeah, there were 2 comps to decide who goes up for eviction.
The wood chip. Who won the wood chip?
Sophie had 10 less buckets in her funnel. That was the disadvantage. Did they reveal Matt's advantage at this point? I think they did.
Matt, yeah.
Big Brother said, in 3, 2, 1, let's play. I like that. Chad chucked a whole bucket on the floor. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Such a dum-dum.
I've written, this is a good challenge and looks very hard.
So, it was hard, but do you know what I felt?
No.
This competition, right? The whole point of this competition was to put someone on the block. You didn't actually have to work too hard to beat Sarah. But Dan, Chad, and Sophie, and Matt worked so hard in this competition that even when Sarah had bombed out and emptied her funnel, Big Brother had to tell Sophie, Sophie, you can stop now. They worked so
that's
hard,
true, yeah.
which I thought was a... But what am I trying to say?
I don't know.
Error, and like it was unnecessary. They were burning themselves.
I know
out.
what you're saying. They should have saved themselves.
They should have saved their energy for the next competition because they didn't know what was coming. Especially Chad with a busted ankle.
You're right.
And as you say, it was an advantage for tall people to sort of step their way up those steps much easier than Sarah. It was kind of a given that Sarah was going to fail this one.
And it's not fair. Like, what advantage is there of being short? None. Can't even get that disability.
It's just a lifetime of short jokes.
Yeah. Believe me, I've been there.
Matt said that he and Dan want to get Sophie right back out the door. Chad was hobbling back to the house, helped by Dan. Noble move by Dan.
I think Dan does like Chad a bit, but you know.
Oh, I'll go for a pub.
Go
for a beer down the pub with him.
A
few tinnies, yeah. Sophie said to Chad, help me, I'm poor, I'm a damsel in distress.
Oh, that don't suit Sophie.
Fight for
like
your
that.
queen.
Yeah, Queen of Sheba.
The Ice Queen and Angela.
Showmance versus bromance. With Sarah in the middle. Is this the next challenge?
I don't know. I said a teaser for the next comp.
Oh, that must
Sarah
be it.
coming with the head games. That's what they teased. Remember Sarah saying she was going to get in people's heads? Sarah said she's put an egg. Said she's put
an egg. What's she doing with it? Cooking it for the very first time.
Sarah said she's put her eggs in Matt and Dan's basket today.
I was so confused. I didn't
know where this was going.
I didn't either. I didn't understand what was going on.
Me neither. There was a bird in the garden. Do you remember that?
Was Dan getting scared? That was the magpie.
Big Brother was encouraging Dan to face his fear. Do you remember this scene with Chad's flag?
Oh, hold on. Sarah said, if Sophie and Dan win, I'm getting evicted. And I've written, I don't get this. Oh, well, I found out later.
That she was.
Go on, what about that?
Do you remember Chad's flag?
Oh, an underdog's flag.
Yeah.
Why is he...
Do you like this scene?
Look,
very rousing
it's like
scene.
he's going to pounce.
The cat is stalking something.
Oh my God. We don't need that energy on the podcast. Go on.
Chad has made his underdog's flag out of a pillowcase and a spare mopping stick.
Mop, as we call it.
Otherwise known as a mop handle or broom handle. It was the flag of the underdogs from the pink room. Plus, also, did you notice that he actually went to the diary room for some painkillers? Do you remember that?
No.
There was a cup on the diary room chair, which signifies Big Brother has issued some drugs to a housemate.
Dr. Ottoman. And Chad said about the mop handle, I don't know what you call this, a stick.
Yeah, he said a mopping stick, he called it. My Dan said about Chad placing the flag, it's like the shittest game of Super Mario ever. He came and put it like into the, I don't know, like a pile of duvets in the bedroom or something, with all that like rousing music again. I got a question. Where has Sophie got all those flowers from behind her bed?
Oh.
Is it from the, from the Olympics?
Were they like dried flowers or something?
I don't know. No idea. You know, they give you a bunch of flowers on the podium at the Olympics.
Yeah, I saw them.
Look like that.
I did see them. I did wonder about that myself. Interesting.
Have you got any notes from Sophie's rousing diary room?
Sophie. Sophie's giving herself a talking to again. She said, "You beat them before, and you can beat them again. It would just complete me."
There you go. Thanks. What's this? The garden.
The underwater challenge.
Oh, the epic challenge. The Big Brother called both these comps epic. I've forgotten about this second challenge.
I actually liked this challenge. I thought it was quite good. It was a bit I'm a Celebrity, wasn't it?
It was very I'm a Celebrity, and I've actually written that in my notes.
Ooh.
How do you know that? Because you don't watch that show.
I watch it here and there.
The only thing missing was a crocodile with its mouth strapped up.
Oh,
you know
that's
they
why
strap their mouths.
That's why I don't watch that show. It's animal cruelty.
Yeah, you'd rather than get bitten.
I don't. Yeah, I would bite one of those reality TV people's hands off. That'll teach him.
If you don't know about I'm a Celebrity, it's the Australian jungle show that we
They have that in Australia and America.
Oh, in America, it's set in South Africa, I think.
Yeah, because I think Spencer and Heidi Pratt were in it.
Oh, they were years ago.
Should I get us the end of that bottle of wine?
Yeah, okay. I've said it's a good job that Chad doesn't need his ankle in this comp. It actually was, wasn't it? It was really fortunate. However, there was a problem for Chad. Do you remember what the problem was?
What was it?
There's previously the competition with the puzzles where they had to unlock boxes to get the pieces out. Do you remember how Chad fared in that competition?
Poorly.
Yeah, not good. Not good. Chad and padlocks are not friends.
Chadlocks.
Based on that. Chadlocks. Yeah. So I thought...
Oh, yeah, he was struggling. He was right at
Chad's
the first podium, wasn't he?
not going to be very good at this.
No.
Sophie said, I don't do water. Chad said, I hate water.
Yeah, they both seemed quite scared of it, didn't they? Do they not have a bath ever?
Chad said, is this safe?
It did look a bit dangerous.
Do you know what? In Big Brother... No, sorry. In I'm a Celebrity, you always get Dr. Bob come in and he does a little briefing on like, oh, don't worry, if anything goes wrong, you just say this and we'll get you right out of there.
Yeah.
They didn't really go through the safety briefing on this, so I was like, how are they going to get them out? Do you think the sides just would like fall down if someone started to drown? They could just like pull a side out?
No, they just wouldn't put the water up that far, would they?
Well, if someone gets in trouble, they did go up quite far. They were like spitting out of their mouths at least.
No, I think it was only set to go up to a certain point, personally.
Dan was very enthusiastic though, and I was wondering, do you think this was a game face from Dan? Dan was like, love this, could do this all day long, like he likes to say.
No, I think it...
I undo padlocks in the bath for fun.
No, I think Dan probably is good at undoing padlocks. I don't know why.
Sophie's disadvantage, again in this competition, was...
Another one? She's
she-
already had one.
I know.
What the fuck? It's like you've done it.
It's like... She had an extra padlock to open.
I felt that. I'm panicking just watching this.
Now, I was wondering, at this point, had Chad yet realised that he needed to nominate Dan and Matt if he'd won?
Oh God!
Or might he have accidentally nominated Sophie?
Very easily. Dan said, "There's no key that works in this lock," and I've written, "Finally, Ted helps us out." I think they just threw a couple of Dan's keys in the bin. Hopefully.
So.
I've put here, I don't understand these rules, so Sarah or Dan or Matt goes. The rules are so badly explained, I have my hopes up.
Need that ding,
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 ding, ding
ding.
music.
Ding, ding.
Chad became the winner of this competition.
Became the winner.
Yeah,
he won
did.
it.
He won it. And he said afterwards that it was a bit traumatic because I drowned when I was a kid.
If you drown, aren't you dead?
Yes, of course I know who drowned. He said they drowned.
Oh!
Is it Jemima?
No, yeah, it was her daughter, wasn't it?
Was it her
she
daughter
said, I watched
drowned?
my daughter, because I saw this on a clip package that I watched, she said her daughter died in front of her.
Yeah.
And then someone was saying to her, if she's alive
Dan.
now...
Ryland's husband,
I
Dan
knew
Neal.
it. I
Dan
knew it.
Neal said,
Yes.
no, she didn't.
Yeah, if she's
no, she
alive
didn't. And she was
now-
like, yes, she did.
Yeah, if she's alive now, she didn't drown. It's true. If you drowned, you're dead.
If you drown, that's
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah, you could
That
be...
is the term for dying underwater because through water consumption.
Yeah. Horrible way to go as well.
I think
don't
one of the
recommend it.
worst, I would say. Definitely one of the worst.
But yeah, Chad...
I don't recommend it.
Perhaps that's why Chad's so simple now.
Oh, because he drowned when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And he's
So he was
he's a clone of his former self.
Starved of oxygen.
So Chad had to nominate. This was the reward for winning this competition. You were the sole nominator. That's the word. That's the way. No, that's the way the competitions always go. It's basically like the head of house. So he gets to put the other person on the block, and he nominated Matt. Matt goes to the diary room and asks Big Brother, "Do you remember what he asked Big Brother?"
No.
Oh, Big Brother, do I need to pack my bags, or is there like a twist coming up, mate?
Yeah. Big Brother said, "Pack your bags, bitch."
Yeah, get out, bitch, and pack your fucking bags.
Yeah,
like,
just because you ain't packed in this whole fucking time, start packing.
yeah.
It's not like you got any hair care to put in there.
What? Just that one arrogant, entitled
I know.
piece of shit to go in there and say, "Do I need to pack my bags?"
But he's so lovable.
He's not. Nothing
People
lovable
in
about
Australia
him.
love him.
Do you know what?
It's
The
just
funny-
a nice guy. What a nice guy he is.
Do you know the funny thing is that
Nice.
throughout the whole process of these 39 days, which by the way, it's fuck all for a Big Brother series.
Oh, I was going to say that later. 39 days. That's like a third of a Big Brother.
Yeah, it's like not even half of a lockdown.
Amateurs. It's not
all
even
those-
a third of lockdown.
All those housemates have been telling them, like, "Oh, you're such a nice guy. Oh, you're hard to beat." But
Hard
it's
to
funny
beat.
how it's funny
Hard to beat.
how you don't know who the villain is until you watch the show, honey.
No, that's true. Who said
As
that?
Gary said
Oh.
in Big Brother Canada season 5.
Queen.
Probably it was season 4. No, it was 5.
I love Gary so much.
It's true, and these two probably have been shook to find out that they're not very popular amongst the viewing public.
Yeah.
People take the piss out of them something rotten on Twitter.
Yeah.
And they probably hadn't got any chance of winning.
Did
That
we-
probably really smacks for these two.
I wonder if we ever got the voting totals. Who voted for Chad, Sophie, and Dan?
Good question.
That
We'll
would
have
be
to look for
interesting.
that.
Let's text Alfie. Let's not look for it. Let's just text Alfie and ask him later.
Yeah, good idea. We do want that breakdown.
Yeah, wouldn't that be
We need that
interesting? I would
breakdown.
like to
Do you know
see
what?
how much Dan got.
Big Brother Australia, if you remember, during their eviction...
I bet they haven't released it.
During-
They're amateurs. They don't know what they're doing.
I'm going to say this. Well, I was going to say maybe they won't, but during eviction shows
won't.
back in the day,
Oh, yeah.
they used to show
Yeah.
how far the nominees
Yeah,
were.
I like that. I like that.
It kind of made you feel that there's a chance to change it if
Yeah,
you... If
that's
you,
why they did it,
But
to
they were
make you
hidden.
fucking ring
They were
in.
hidden. They didn't say who it was. Yeah, exactly. Interesting.
Yeah, you're right. I remember that. I like that.
Do you
But
think-
the format used to be so fucking good? What the fuck?
So
Why have
good.
they changed it like this?
To be fair, a few Australians keep saying to me, "Oh, don't forget that Big Brother Australia's been axed twice.
Yeah, that's true.
It's been on...
It's a fair point, actually.
What channel was it on? 9, 10 and now 7.
I don't concern
Whatever
myself
that
with
means.
these numbers. Yeah, no, they have got a point there, though, to be fair.
But, you know, one thing's remained consistent through it all.
Racism?
KFC.
The two go hand in hand. So Chad nominated Matt because he said he has a stronger relationship with Dan. I've said, why not get rid of who you would actually win against at the end rather than who you got a stronger relationship with? A final fucking four, you dumb
Yes.
fuck.
To be honest, this it was kind of hard to call for me towards the end because they kept saying Matt Broken Hill, all Australian bloke. You know, maybe, I'm thinking maybe Australia are going to like this, and because I've not been watching it live, I've not been in tune with what the people are saying. I've not been in tune with the people. So, but you know, for the housemates, if all you've heard is Matt wins at the end because he's a stand-up guy, maybe he does feel like the bigger threat.
Oh, it
compared
just
to Dan.
becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, exactly.
If people keep saying it. I thought, why have they changed the rules on this last episode so Matt can stay? Sarah has been screwed twice in one episode. Then Dan said, I could very well vote for Matt to go tonight. And I've written, no, you couldn't. He's a very likeable person and everything Australia loves.
Yeah, he said he's honest, he loves a laugh. Yeah, everything Australia will love. Apparently not.
I heard Australia thinks he's a real twat.
With one T.
And as for England, we think he's a complete knob, and the Greater United Kingdom hate him even more. He's an old-looking, bald, thin-lipped, boring. Even Taryn said it was the most boring piece of casting he'd ever seen.
Oh, wow.
It's just like, just nothing on a plate.
In opinion polls, Boris Johnson only comes out marginally more popular than Matt.
And I hear Donald Trump is just slightly ahead of him.
Sarah said the only way I can make the top 4 now is if Dan thinks about strategy and not mateship.
Mateship. Sarah said they're both that genuine Aussie bloke that Australia loves, and they will split Australia's vote.
So I have to say, I was quite impressed at Sarah's insight here and foresight into predicting that if Matt and Dan go to the final, they'll split the vote because they have the same fan base.
That's what happened with Sophie and Chad.
Did it?
Yeah, I think so.
And that's why Chad won. That doesn't make sense.
Oh, yeah.
That would leave it open for Dan, surely. That's how unpopular Dan is.
Yeah.
Even with a split vote between Dan and Sophie,
that's true.
Dan does not win.
That's a good point.
Was Sarah casually munching on a green chilli in the kitchen while talking to Dan?
Was she?
Looked like it to me.
I did not notice that. She said to Dan, think about yourself. And I put, she should have mentioned the split vote thing, but she didn't.
Did she not? She said,
No.
I don't want to scramble, but I need to say this.
Scramble.
This is a time in your game that you need to be selfish. And she was pointing at Dan. She was like walking away, like pointing in the air. She goes, tonight, don't think about anyone. Think about yourself. Do what you need to do to win that money. And Dan went,
So then what was the eviction?
Uru. Then she says Uru to her boyfriend.
What?
she got to speak to her boyfriend in the diary, and she went, Uru. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's actually, and I think, if I'm not wrong, it's a quote from Finding Dory.
Oh, yeah.
Have you watched Finding Dory?
No, I've watched Finding Nemo, but I find Dory quite annoying.
Oh, okay. Well, there's they have to like summon this like deranged pigeon, and you do it by going Uru. Yeah, I think that's what she uses with her boyfriend.
So she's calling her boyfriend a deranged pigeon.
Pretty much. Dan wouldn't be a fan of him.
I see.
Eviction room. Mm-hmm. Any comments on Sonia's attire?
I've missed Sonia's attire.
I said she was looking quite good in pink. I feel like Sonia.
Taking a leaf out of Marissa's book.
Marissa's?
Remember
Oh yeah, the old ruffles.
that?
In fact, I think it probably was
Same age.
recycled from Marissa's outfit. Or a bin bag. Same age.
They are basically.
No, they're not. I think Sonia looks best in purples and pinks. How about you?
Jack said Sonia is really fucking hot last night.
Oh, Jesus.
You know he likes the older lady. No, she did look good, I must say.
Evidently.
She looked good last night. On the final, she looked good.
Was she wearing silver?
She
No,
looked
it was the
great.
time before.
Oh, look in that tree. Can you see it? It's a parakeet.
Oh, yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah. You
They're
know,
not native to...
London is full of parakeets.
Yeah,
Do you not
they're
know that?
cute. Look, he's eating that apple. This is not
It's a
working
crab
on a
apple.
podcast. Guys, there's a parakeet and...
So, if you don't know this, South London in particular is a hotbed for parakeets. So, they're like little parrots, obviously, and
They're
they are
green.
green with red beaks.
Yeah, it's eating like apples out of this tree. Is that apples in that tree?
I think they're crab apples.
Small apples.
Or cooking apples.
Oh, it's so cute. Because we don't normally have like brightly coloured wildlife. Normally just brown and boring.
Yeah, you're right.
Isn't it? Like drab.
They are so noisy, though,
Yeah.
in a group.
Yeah.
Do you know the theory about where
Not in
they...
a group.
Where
He's just
he's
on his
solo.
own.
He's flying solo.
He's munching that apple. Look at his mouth.
Do you know where they...
He's like,
Do you know what the theory about where they came from?
oh, didn't they escape from the zoo?
No. The original theory was they escaped from a film set for the Queen of Africa. The film The Queen of Africa.
That's cool. I
But-
think that is true.
Other theories say they probably just escaped domestic parakeets.
But there's loads of them,
that
though.
really flourished.
But there's
Yeah.
a lot. Oh, right. So there only had to be a few, and then they would breed.
Yeah.
But they look so cool.
Wonder if
Take
we
a
can
picture.
take a picture
Yeah,
of
take
it.
a picture.
For the viewers.
Cool. I took a picture of it the other day, but it was a shit picture.
I'll put HD on.
Oh, come on. Hi, here,
You have to
boy.
look this way. Now, do you think Dan would be...
Puss, puss. I don't know. Oh God, I am.
And it looked.
I am drunk.
It looked when you said puss puss. That parakeet thinks it's a cat. Do you think that Dan would get on board
No, I
with
think
a green
he'd
bird?
be shitting himself. He'd be out. Look, it's looking this way now. You
Yeah,
stopped.
because
Now you
what
stopped taking a
disturbed
picture.
while it's trying to eat that apple.
Cute. Anyway, what was that?
That's just reminded me of Abs's swan apple.
It's nice to see that nature.
It's just chilling.
I like it. I've seen a bat in the garden once. Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
It's all happening around here.
To be fair, sometimes when you listen to this back, it sounds
Yeah.
like we're recording in
Oh, it's a
Avery.
fucking tropical jungle. Fucking Amazon rainforest.
Oh, that's a pigeon.
Well, pigeon, you can fuck off. You're not interested.
Dan said, it's worst case scenario. It's like I've just fired a shot and the shot came back at me.
Yeah, I got
Now
that.
I've got a massive target on my back.
Matt said, Kieran took off like a thief in the night and took some of the possible cash. I put, it is not your cash.
No, it's not. It's not anyone's
When
cash.
people get shitty about that cash, it's like, remember when
Do you know
Eugene
what?
took that money?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for 20 years ago. And Anthony was it Anthony? Was so pissy about it. It was it.
Probably.
It's just so,
Sounds
it's
about
like,
right.
bitch, it ain't your money. Although, actually.
But didn't
did
Eugene
turn out
stay
that
in the
it
house
was
with
his
the
money.
money, didn't he?
I'm
He
not
didn't leave
sure.
with the money. He took the money but had to still live with them.
Oh, that's awkward.
Yeah.
Dib, dub, dub. I watched Parasite the other day, by the way. Have you seen
Oh,
that?
yeah, no.
Did you watch it?
No. You good?
I was
Not a horror film, as you might expect, is it?
No. I was not really a fan of it, I must say.
What-
but
what
apparently other people say it's brilliant.
What is it? What happens?
I don't really want to tell you what happens because I don't think you should go into things knowing what happens. But
Why are you thinking about Parasite in relation to Eugene
because there's
stealing
some
the money?
there's some Morse code in it. But yeah, it's not a horror. It's not really anything. I don't know what it is, but it was too long. It was about half an hour too long.
Where did you watch that?
I bought it off fucking Sky Movies.
Oh, Jesus, you
I
paid
know,
money
with
for
my
that.
friends. I know, I was annoyed. £5.49.
That's quite
I
cheap.
want that back. Yeah, but I tried to download it
This is
and
the
then the
thing, like,
subtitles weren't there.
Imagine you pay Sky for a movie you didn't like it. There's no refunds, is there?
No, it's like you only get to watch it for 24 hours. It's like, well, I ain't going to watch that twice.
So
in
that
24
feels like
hours.
such a dated concept. But I remember, like, back in the day when I was a kid, like a teenager, being like, "Oh, Dad, can I like rent a movie
I
on Sky
know.
tonight?" And it was really exciting.
But now you just got Pirate Bay. You don't need to do that shit. Unless it's got
Exactly.
subtitles, then you're fucked. So they did right there.
But,
I already downloaded it once before without subtitles.
I know.
This. You watch it. I'd like to know your thoughts on it. Actually,
All right,
you can't be bothered.
not really, but I have to pay for it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm not paying for it.
Forget about
Do you know what? Some of these, okay,
Come on.
because of lockdown, obviously, a lot of things,
Woo.
a lot of film releases have been postponed. So a lot of stuff has gone to home release.
Yeah, like Trolls.
Have you seen how much they charge you to watch one of these
Is
new
it like
movies?
£11 or something?
£15.
Fuck off.
I wouldn't pay
Do you get to keep
£15.
it?
I think it's renting it.
If
You
you
know,
get to keep it, fine.
I think it's rent. But like, I wouldn't pay. It wouldn't cost Dan and I £15 to go see a film together.
I wouldn't pay £15 to go to a fucking
Dan and I,
gig.
Dan and
Well,
I,
but-
yes, you would. Dan and I see a film together for probably £10, £9 something. Apart
You
from
on like? Oh,
no, we go on the day when it's like two for one, so it's not that expensive.
Oh,
but I was
yeah.
thinking like that
what's
is
that, Wednesday
wild.
or something?
Like, especially if it's a kids' film, like Scoob, the new Scooby-Doo film, has been released. Again, imagine someone wants to show their kids that they've got to
Yeah.
pay £15 for
I
it.
know they've got them parents over a barrel because you know their kids want to see
That's
that.
true,
They
that's
are
true.
totally fucked. I went to the pub last night, you know.
I know you did in Wimbledon. And
Yeah,
you
I
spotted
went
those figures on top of the station for the
Have you ever
first
seen
time.
that
They've been there for
before?
years. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a tennis audience, aren't
I've
they?
never seen that before. They look creepy though. I went to the Alexandra. Have you ever been there? It's like
No.
the rooftop bar. It's quite nice.
Oh,
you know?
next to the station.
No, not that one. I don't like that one. They're
Oh.
kind of uppity in there. It was a bit further along, but yeah, it's quite nice actually.
Your weekly outings.
Yeah, you've got to go out once in a while. Otherwise, you go do lally.
Anyway, we digress.
Oh.
Yeah.
We've already been digressing for about 10 minutes here.
Sonia said, Sophie, did you think battle lines had been drawn when you walked back in the house? Sophie said, I think my return drew a really big line in the sand. Sonia said, was it clowns to the left of me, jokers to my right? Here I am.
Stuck in them. I fucking hate that song.
About Sarah's position in the house. Sarah said, basically, yes. Because Dan is a very, very funny man.
Yeah.
Sonia said, Matt, so you think Sarah's come back on a mission? Sarah? Surely Sophie.
Too many
Yeah.
S names here.
Sophie. You think Sophie's come back on a mission? Matt said, well, she didn't come back in to vote out Sarah and Chad. Correct. Sarah and Dan and Matt, I think their biggest competition is each other.
Yes.
This is when she started talking
Come on,
about
girl.
the whole split vote.
Come on.
Come on, girl. Sonia reminded Dan that he voted out a mate in Xavier
yeah.
before Xavier.
It was nice to see Xavier last night, I must say. Kind of cute, isn't he?
A bit nothingy,
Yeah,
but yeah, I see what you
like a
mean.
cherub.
Sarah said, just play on, players.
Not exactly Dan Giesling I've written after that.
Oh, I know what Alfie told us last week.
Oh, go on.
So, Sophie
So-
came back in and she said, I'm channeling all of the queens. I'm channeling
Oh.
like Ice Queen,
Oh, yeah. Queen of Sheba.
someone off of Game of Thrones and the Queen of Sheba, whatever. Did she say Queen of Sheba? Mm-hmm. And then at the end she said, Game On moles.
Oh, yeah.
And I said she's quoting Angela
Yeah.
because Angela says that. Now it turns out,
It's a
if
reality
you know your
TV
Big Brother
thing.
Australia history,
It's not even Big Brother. I think it's a reality TV thing.
stemming from Australian
Oh,
Big
is it?
Brother, I think in 2006 someone said it.
I've been given the facts and I'm still getting them wrong.
But it means Game On moles, like MOLLS, and a mole is like some sort of like
Oh.
derogatory term for like a woman who like drinks or something, like a trollop,
What?
trollop of sorts.
I didn't know that.
Apparently. Anyway, that you know,
Because
like
I heard Dan say that too.
yeah, a few people have said it. So you know how language like evolves because people mishear things and they
Devolves.
reproduce it, or devolves
Sometimes.
even. So moles became moles, as in the
Yeah.
creature, and now it's like a reality TV staple in Australia, and you'll hear it across many reality TV shows. Game
I
On
won't,
moles.
because I ain't watching anything other than this from people. Actually, that's not true, because I've been watching Married at First Sight, but if someone said that on Married at First
Be a
Sight,
bit
that'd be a
weird.
bit weird. At the aisle, Game On mold. To
So-
be fair, I've only watched one episode of that still. I
That's the
might watch
correction
another
of
one this
Alfie.
weekend, because I'm on
That's-
my own.
Yeah, that's the correction from Alfie from last week.
Thank you. That wasn't a question, that was a clarification.
There was also a whole article on Wikipedia about Game On moles. If anyone is interested, direct your attention to that.
Don't come to
So
us.
it was the vote. Sarah told Matt to vote for himself. It did not work.
Worth a try, though.
What's the point of Matt going to the diary room for this? I've written.
Thank you.
They are like...
Why are they still doing
they're
it
like
at this
the-
point?
Channel
At this
7
point.
are like the anti-Channel 5. Like,
It's-
all Channel 5 would do was face-to-face nominations.
Yeah.
Australia, they're like, get to the diary room for
Scuttle off.
everything.
Yeah. What's the point at this stage?
No,
I don't get it.
no point.
It's
Zero point.
just not entertaining. It's better to do it face to face. There's more tension there.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just dumb.
Sophie said, I wish to evict Matt, even though I know he's safe. I could never vote for Sarah. She's my little sister, and I just couldn't do that to her. Dan, they didn't show his vote because they were trying to make out like Dan could have gone either way.
Please.
But of course he voted for Sarah. And Sarah made a joke about votes. Why? What's that?
She said she wants Sophie to win girl power. That's all I've got.
She's an independent woman and she fights for her rights.
Oh.
Throw your hands
Oh, I
up
hate that
high.
fucking song. That's one of my most hated songs of all time. I actually don't really like any
You
Beyonce.
despise Beyonce, don't you?
The only one I like is Running, Running, Running.
But you know,
running with
Independent
myself
Women is
tonight.
Destiny's Child, not Beyonce.
I hate all of them too. It's just like, oh, pay my automobile, pay my telephone bill.
Well, of course I'm gonna
Don't
pay my
think
bills.
You do. I pay my own fucking bills. That's not very independent women spirited, is it?
Oh, was that saying someone else should pay for
Yeah,
her?
trying to get fucking money out of someone. I just think it's just like the
Contradictory.
antithesis of feminism, in my opinion.
Ah, that's
and,
why.
and Beyonce is not a feminist, in my opinion. In fact, she's Illuminati, so whatever. Not interested. And also, yeah, she's cruel to animals.
Is she?
There's all that alligator.
she's cruel to animals.
She wears alligator handbags, alligator fucking trousers and
Does
shit.
she?
Yeah,
Are they
she
not
does.
fake?
No, they ain't fake.
Oh,
She can fuck off.
so Peter got a
If
problem
you-
with Beyonce.
Yeah, if you don't like it. And fur coats she wears.
Oh,
Yeah, she's horrible.
Not faux
She's
fur.
a horrible person. Nice
you won't
looking.
see her on the front of Peter's next promotion, but you will.
Oh, look!
You will see
look,
Chantal and Jodie Marsh.
Look, the parakeet just made that noise. You see Jodie Marsh. Oh, she's not got quite as
She's-
much star power as Beyonce.
She used to represent Peter, didn't she?
Yeah.
And Chantal.
Peter, they are a bit much, but you know their heart's in the right place, unlike Beyonce.
So the next challenge winner takes all. What does that mean?
The winner, who wins the challenge decides who the final three are.
Ah, this is
So
just
they-
like a US Big
it's
Brother.
not
You
really-
decide who you take to the final.
Yeah, it's not really. Oh, you decide the final three. It's you decide who goes. Isn't that a simpler way of putting it?
Yeah, but it
The same
works
thing.
both ways.
It's the same
doesn't it?
thing. But I
It's
feel
the
like
same
that's
thing.
the simpler way of putting it.
The winner basically gets to evict the 17th housemate.
Should we have a break?
It's the crux of that.
I feel like I need some carbohydrates.
Well, I absolutely need a wee.
Oh,
so we're
come
gonna
on,
have to
let's
have a break.
Hi.
Right, I got a question for you.
Oh.
Now, there's a show on Netflix, right? And it like analyzes the behaviour of people. And it's one of them is like, oh, we don't get to know how other people use the toilet. So like, people are surveyed. It's Americans though about how they use the toilet. And one of the questions is like, which way do you put the toilet paper?
Oh, yeah.
Now I've noticed over the last couple of weeks, that your toilet roll is like
Back.
facing the wall, so the bit
Yeah.
that hangs is
Yeah,
closer
at
to
the
the
back,
wall.
yeah.
Whereas most people now, I say, put it the other way because I
Really?
think it's more convenient to grab.
Oh.
Whose decision is it that it faces the wall, yours or Jack's?
It's no one's. It's just an accident.
You
It's
both
not
do
a
it that way.
decision. Yeah.
Oh.
As if he changes his toilet roll. Is that a joke?
No.
I never even thought that there was another way.
Well, I grew up, so my mum used to put it that way that you've got it now, so against the wall, and I used to think that was the proper way to do it, because it looks more
Sounds
pretty.
like the common way to do it.
Do you think so?
I think so. If I'm doing it, it's got to be.
Well, I do it the other way now, because I just feel like it's easier to grab it, because
Oh.
it hangs nearer you.
I'm going to start doing that.
Do you consciously put it that way?
No. I never
So
even thought
you
about
don't care,
it.
you put it either way?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know.
I hadn't noticed it before, so I thought it was a Jack thing, because now obviously like Jack has been here a lot more because of lockdown.
He's never changed that toilet roll ever. ever.
What if it gets to the end of the roll? Just ignore it?
I don't know. Or maybe he has done it, actually.
I'm sure he must have done. He wouldn't just... He's not an animal. He wouldn't just leave a blank, empty toilet roll there, would he?
No, he wouldn't do that. No. It's quite easy to change that one as well. It just pops off. I don't know. Listeners, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know.
Retweet for yes, favourite for no.
So we're on episode 20 now. Oh, and by the way, the vote totals for the finalists have not been revealed. But rumour has it, Chad won by quite a margin.
He won by a Broken Hill mile.
Thanks to Alfie for that information.
Yeah, we need to know. We, the public, voted. We need to know who came second, third.
I bet they
And
won't
that's
tell
it.
us. They should tell us though, because everyone else knows what position they went out. So second and third should know that too.
Agreed.
Okay, so this episode started with a BB trope that we've seen over many years.
Oh, the echoey voices. But apart from the quotes were absolute crap, weren't they? There was nothing of note in there.
I've written, when you hear the quotes of the season, you just think, is that it?
Yeah,
It was just
quite.
dead.
I felt the same.
Dead.
I think maybe the only thing of worth was Angela moaning about a cup of tea or something.
Yeah.
But, you know, we like it when they switch the lights off at the end, don't we? It's like goodbye to the house. That's the way it's supposed to be done.
This whole thing about them leaving, I know we're not quite there yet, but they just leave and then it's not the end. It don't work.
It's weird, isn't it?
It don't work.
I felt the same, because like we got like fireworks by the pool, and it was like it was a finale vibe,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a final.
Wouldn't think how much better it would have been if that had been the finale, and you get the fireworks, and they come out and they're just starry-eyed, and they don't know what's been said about them, and they're just out,
exactly.
straight out the womb, just there.
That's it as well. It's like it's the not knowing, it's the being released back into the outside world.
Yeah.
It's the magic of Big Brother, and that was robbed
It was gone.
with this version.
It just does not work at all in any way, shape, or form, and the fact they think it does is absurd.
Well, I'll tell you why they think it does shortly, because I've been contacted by a friend of the show, well, a listener, not really a friend of the show, but could be a friend of the show now.
Oh,
An account called @BBAU Returns on Twitter.
Oh, you can
They
be our friend.
are big fans of the podcast. Apparently,
Okay.
they listen, and
my
they
friend.
said to me, "Gaz, we've heard you asking about the ratings." And they've sent me a link from Seven themselves about the success of Big Brother AU on Seven.
Oh my god.
Do you want me to save this for later or go into it now?
Go
Okay,
for
let's
it
just
now.
do it now.
I'm intrigued now.
Let's just do it now. So,
Oh no.
for Channel 7...
No, he's got to find it.
No, I got it right here. I did just ask them if they have the voting percentages, but they said, unfortunately not. They've not released them, which is strange. Agreed, it is strange.
It's annoying as well.
So this article comes from inside7.com.au.
Inside7.com.
Inside7.com.au. And by all accounts, for Channel 7, Big Brother has become a fucking massive success. Like, they can't speak highly enough of it.
Wow.
Big Brother changes the game for Seven, it says. Seven detailed the successes of the first season of Big Brother on Seven, following the season final last night. Drunk. The first new show launched as part of Seven's content-led growth strategy. Okay, it's a bit formal. Anyway, some guy called Angus Ross from Seven's network program. This guy Angus Ross is Seven's network. I can't read, I can't count, and I can't count, and I can't. What was it? I can't write. It's Chad. Seven's network programming director said, "Big Brother.
You said.
Big Brother is big everywhere. Big ratings, big demos, and big BVOD. Something video on demand.
Okay.
On all platforms, it dominates. 7 straight weeks. That's confusing
Oh,
because it's Channel 7.
7.
But it's 7 straight weeks.
Yeah.
Seven,
On 7 straight weeks.
7 straight weeks of broadcast dominance. Number 1 in every demo, 16 to 39. 18 to 49. These demos don't make sense.
What the fuck? I thought 16 to 39 was rather a wide range.
Then 18 to 49, and then 25 to 54. These are the demos, okay?
What the hell?
Big Brother is our biggest streaming show ever and continues to cement 7+ dominance in the streaming space. The game has really changed.
Probably helped by coronavirus.
That's true. And the best part is, this is just the beginning of our new content strategy as we continue to work with more great content partners like Endemol Shine.
Oh.
So,
let it shine.
Apart from, like, streaming success, there's a whole list of successes here, but there's a lot of them. I'll just give you the highlights. An average of 28% of Big Brother's audience comes from time shift viewing and on demand.
Okay.
It means they're not watching live.
Oh.
There's no point.
Oh, yeah.
It's recorded anyway. Over 271 million minutes streamed on 7+.
Oh, that sounds
just
a lot.
little bit more than streamed BB on Blast this season. The launch episode was the biggest live stream entertainment show in, I don't know what these letters stand for, but video on demand history, with a live VPM, I don't know what that means.
Viewers per minute.
42.5 thousand.
Oh.
This record was surpassed by episode 19, which was watched by 46.5 thousand people per minute.
Beat their own record.
Big Brother routinely beat the combined live streaming audience of its primetime competition. The strength of Big Brother saw 7+ routinely break its viewership records. On social media, there were over 110 million social media impressions across the series.
I've never seen anyone tweeting about it.
Hashtag BBAU or Housemates trended nationally on Twitter during every episode.
Oh.
You know,
All
we
Housemates
care about.
did.
No, Housemates or
Housemates.
hashtag BBAU.
Okay, got you.
8.3 million social engagements across the season.
Can't imagine Danny trending, can you?
Danny? No, not even about the bubble phobia. Is there any moment of note? 25.4 million social video views across the series. On 7news.com.au, so they're obviously promoting their own show on their own news channel, there are 2.5 million impressions on the Big Brother Hub and Big Brother content. And this is interesting, they've included this. 2.3 million video views of the unofficial, digital-only show, The Big Bro Show with Mike Goldman. I wonder if they, gave him access to the content early, because he used to be the narrator. Goldman.
Yeah.
And then they talk about various other shows that have been... that Big Brother has built on their success or something.
Okay.
Like they feed into the morning show, the Sunrise, whatever it's called, whatever. That's been performing well as well.
I see.
The morning show.
I see.
So, basically, they're really, really happy with what it's done for them.
Oh, well, I'm glad they're happy. So it's going to be the same again, which we knew anyway. It was going to be the same again next year.
Oh, the same format. I should think so, if they don't see a problem with it. If they're seeing success with it, which by all accounts they are.
Well, fatties, better get down that gym as soon as it opens.
Game on. Yeah, there you go.
Interesting. So, Sonia was wearing a silvery space dress.
Already?
Yeah, I don't know why she was there already. Bromance versus romance again.
I tell you what, that dress did nothing for Sonia's cleavage.
Oof,
Did you notice that?
no.
I thought she looked very, flat.
Oh, that's no
It
good.
wasn't a great look. She looked a bit like a fembot out of Austin Powers.
She does look. She's very muscly. She's obviously
she?
very. Yeah, she's quite muscly. And at the finale, she looked creosoted. She was very brown.
Oh, she...
Yeah, like she'd been out in the garden
Orange.
for a while.
Orange. It's winter in Australia,
She wasn't
you know?
orange. She was brown. She was a dark shade of brown. Like thinking after that self-tanning task.
Matt.
That was it. So then Dan said, we thought we were stuffed up, but we're still here. I put fuck knows how. Oh yeah, because everyone is dumb.
Do you remember what Chad said he wanted to do with his last day in the Big Brother house?
No.
Sleep in.
And then there was so little to show in this episode that they decided to show old housemates giving messages.
Yeah, there were messages from the ex-housemates. Talia said, I hope you guys are missing me. No. Laura said, remember me? Nope.
Zoe said,
I couldn't paint the bed at top 4.
I'm so proud of you. Oh, I've lost it.
Come on.
I'm so proud. Oh,
Nasally.
because I'm drunk. I'm so proud of you. Oh, I've
that's
lost it. I couldn't have
marginally better.
Oh, good.
No, I thought they saved Angela till last, but they actually hadn't. Hannah seemed to be reporting from her food cupboard.
Do you know what
Did you
Angela
notice
said?
No.
The reason you're there is because you've done something, but I've yet to find out what that is.
Is that what she said?
Yeah. And Dan pulled a face.
That is funny. But then I guess, does she mean she hasn't seen the show? Maybe that's
No.
what she means.
She means they're boring. And then some housemates, the shame of it didn't even get shown. It was just like a fast forward of them, Casey and all that. No one gives a fuck what you
Probably
gotta
Auntie
say.
Garth.
Yeah.
Kieran's message broke Sophie because they'd bonded so much in the White Room.
Who knew?
That was weird.
Not as much as him and Hannah in that cardboard box.
Sophie in the diary said, it never really was about the money for me. It was about having that title, the winner of Big Brother.
And she said, I've let people underestimate me. And I put, how? She said she went through hell in the White Room.
Hell's coming!
And she said, I'm the last woman standing. And I've said, because you evicted all the others. She literally evicted 2 or 3 other women.
Oh, did she?
Including Angela and Marissa.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so that's
Shit.
why you're the last. It's easy to brag about being the last woman standing when you literally decimated all the other women.
Did she nominate Angela with someone else? I feel like she did.
No, she was targeting Angela.
Oh, well, Angela did have a target on her back for the competition strategy for, the mind thing.
So then they had a champagne breakfast.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Would you partake in that champagne if you knew you had your final challenge later that day?
Oh, that's a good point.
You've got
It's
to
probably
think.
best to not. But
No.
this was a bit like their final supper in a way, but it was a breakfast, wasn't it?
What do you think about putting orange juice in champagne?
That's a very Christmas morning type thing to me.
Bucks Fizz.
Is that a Bucks Fizz?
We call it Bucks Fizz, yeah, they call it mimosa in America.
Oh, I thought Bucks Fizz is a drink in itself.
No, Bucks Fizz is champagne and orange juice. Oh, you're right. Bucks. It's
Baby
like a
Sham.
cheaper,
Baby
it's like a
Sham.
cheapo version.
Isn't that Baby
yeah,
Sham?
like a cheapo version. Yeah.
No, but you're right. You can buy Bucks Fizz, which is mixed already in a bottle. That's
Yeah.
what you're thinking.
That's like about
Yeah.
£3.50.
Yeah, they did mimosas.
I don't agree with putting that orange juice in that champagne. It
I
ruins
don't mind it with breakfast, you know.
Oh no.
Hell
Hell
no.
no.
Hell no.
What else?
Dan now only wants to win for Anna.
He said he's forged great friendships in the house. And then Sophie and Chad said they wanted to take Dan to the end.
They said they felt a bit closer to him.
And then Matt was talking to Dan and he went, we've got a better chance of beating her than him. He's been relatively innocent, they said about Chad.
Yeah.
Relatively innocent? Fucking hell. Not exactly.
Why has my iPhone just deleted all of my notes?
Oh, you can get it out of there. Go in that recently deleted folder. I always put my shit in there. Oh dear. Go to the... Are you in it? Back
Is
in
it episode
again?
20?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it back, don't worry.
Fucking hell. What drama queen.
They were deleted for a second.
Yeah, I do
Matt
that
said,
quite regularly.
Matt in the diary room said, if Sophie gets the chocolates today, it's bye-bye Matty.
Oh. What chocolates?
That's exactly what, I don't know, chocolates on offer. The president mentioned that. Matt would never not take Dan, he said.
And Matt said about Dan, we bond about the most important thing in life. Footy, footy, and footy.
Oh, 3 Fs. You said that before.
I thought the 3 Fs were fucking... what is it?
Fisting.
Fingering.
Okay.
Maybe I was wrong. I put... How is
two
Matt...
mentions for fisting on the trot on the podcast.
Oh my
that.
god. Oh, that... I give you the trots. I don't know why I would, just in the same sort of area. I've put, how is Matt's girlfriend so attractive? There was like a picture of her.
Oh, Jess.
Yeah.
It's from the VT, wasn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Where they're like
She looked nice.
on a hillside.
Yeah,
wind.
with the wind flowing in the hair.
And it looked
Not
like
his.
the farmer wants a wife because they had that logo over
Yeah,
in the corner.
I think I saw the advert for that once. And he goes, oh, I'm just an electrician. And I thought, we've seen this exact same clip before where he,
Craig. Oh.
where he where he's saying I'm just an electrician. They showed that. It was like Sophie with the I've got 2 dreams, blah blah blah.
They kept replaying that.
Yeah,
and I felt like they're probably using the same clip for
They
Sophie
are.
saying
It's the
that.
same clip. And Matt said, I'm a touch of the real Australia.
he said he will give Jess her dream wedding. There's a saying, nice guys finish last, and hopefully I can prove that wrong.
No, you can't, because you ain't a nice guy, so it's the end.
Chad's busted ankle?
Chad said,
I can't count, I can't write, I can't spell, but I'm very street smart. Street smart, okay, Chad.
That's like something a teenager says, like, I'm not book smart, but I'm street
Yeah,
smart.
went to the University of Life.
Yeah.
He said, I never lied, I never backstabbed. I said, well, you should have done, and you should have taken Matt and Dan out a long time ago.
Idiot.
He was such a poor player.
Oh, and why is he wearing goggles right now?
Was
He's
he
just
wearing
in the
goggles?
bedroom wearing goggles.
Oh, yeah, like a visor for
Yeah.
the task. I don't know why he's wearing those. Sophie was trying to rehabilitate Chad's ankle before the challenge, and I noticed that he was even limping his way down the steps to the basement.
His limping was so bad.
And then he walked into the basement only to be faced with more steps.
I ain't gonna run up and down them steps, mate. I'm fucked. That's what he said.
Did he actually say that?
Yeah, he said, I'm fucked. I put Chad's leg is giving him grief, or is he faking it? The ultimate mastermind at the end, faking it. And Dan was just standing there, like, smiling, because Chad was
You had
limp.
one up.
Yeah. Chad was limp.
This challenge,
It was good.
do you know what it reminded me of?
Go on.
The bleep test, actually.
Oh, yeah.
We
that?
spoke about the bleep test last week.
Oh,
the
yeah,
running
with
thing,
the
with
cycling
the intervals,
thing.
because actually, in this situation, the balls became the intervals, and as they introduced more balls, but they actually they looked like bulls, didn't they? They were like bulls.
Ooh.
You know, the French game where you roll things. They were those, but they've been
Yeah.
sprayed silver. They've always got water inside them, haven't they?
Have they?
Yeah.
How do you know so much about
I used
this?
to have a set of bulls when I was a kid.
Oh, I see.
No,
No, they had that in Bedford.
very sophisticated there. Yeah, so you had to like roll the balls down that track, right? But you kind of like set your own pace by
Yeah.
dropping them. You had to make sure that when you introduced a new ball,
Yeah.
you could get back in
In
time.
enough time.
It
Because
didn't
you had
drop.
to catch the ball at the bottom.
Yeah, it was a good. Do you know what?
It was
There were
good.
some really good moments in this comp.
Yeah, it was
When
entertaining.
Sophie was on the edge of dropping the ball.
And she caught it.
Twice
That
as
was
well.
so good. That was so good. And halfway through, Sophie took her top off, which was an emotional moment. And Dan went out first, didn't he? That was
a sweet, sweet
it was
moment,
so
wasn't it?
good.
Whenever Dan gets eliminated, I'm so happy about
And
it.
then he's like sitting there, just like looking over his shoulder at Matt. It's like, you need to do it.
And you kind of felt that Chad, given his state, was not going to succeed in this competition, but he really, really broke through the pain. I don't know how many fucking painkillers Big Brother gave him, but
Yeah.
it definitely was not safe for Chad to even be in that
Yeah,
competition.
I was thinking on BBUK they would never, would they?
No.
Health and safety.
Absolutely not.
And couldn't you do yourself like a permanent lifetime injury doing that shit?
Probably.
Yeah.
It's not good to run with an injury.
No, it's quite
Learn up downstairs.
dubious actually. Mind you, it's his choice, I suppose. What they're going to do, they ain't going to change the task at the last
No,
minute,
of
are
course
they?
not. Absolutely not. And they can't. Like, it's all pre-prepared months in advance, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Just
And
ask
built and
Trevor
stuff.
Boris.
Dan was eliminated. Sophie had 2 close calls, which were really, really exciting.
Yeah.
And then Chad beat Matt at the end.
Oh my god, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't
Dan
believe
fucked
it.
up proper, like really, really badly, because he dropped the 2 balls really close together.
Yeah,
so
that
there's no
was
way
it,
he'd
yeah.
get back in between them.
That was it.
And the whole point, I think the key to success in this task was counting how long it takes one ball to get to from the top to the bottom during the first round, because they gradually introduced extra balls in
Yeah.
each
New balls, please.
in each round, didn't they?
But you're not telling me Chad did that counting. He said,
Well,
I
he
can't
can't count, he
Yeah.
can't read, and he can't write. So I don't know how he did it.
What the fuck? How did
I
Chad
do not
do
know
it?
how he did it. Pure determination.
Yeah, I
have
think
no
he
idea.
must have just been like, I've got to do this for Sophie. And
Yeah.
just didn't.
He read. Well, yeah. it
To
was-
me, that was his winning moment. That was
for
when
me
he won
too.
the game.
For
yeah.
me, I suppose for me as well. I don't think. I
That's what
don't.
my villagers say when I give him a present. I'm crying.
I don't think it makes him a deserving winner necessarily, because I don't think he made very good decisions in the game throughout the whole thing. He made
I'll say.
if
It's an
if,
understatement.
based on what they said in the last episode, Chad and Sophie had 4 victories in a row. Dan and Matt should not even have been in the final.
No, they should have been gone 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But Chad didn't grasp that, and he kept wanting to
No.
put his trust in Dan, even
Yeah.
though Sophie wanted to turn the tables. He wasn't having it. So I
No.
just feel like Chad was really
You had
clueless.
your chance, yeah.
Yeah, and I know, like, okay, because of the public vote, it becomes a popularity contest, and he's obviously the most popular. But I just felt, part of me felt, my initial gut reaction when Chad won, bearing in mind I'm a Sophie voter, was that actually Dan deserves it better than more than Chad does.
You sound like Jack. He was just saying Dan deserves it, Dan deserves it. Well, Dan has played a good game, he's just unlikable.
My boyfriend, he wanted Dan to win as well, and he wanted to vote for him, but for some reason when I was trying to refresh the voting page I couldn't get it to work. He didn't get to cast that vote.
Thank God.
But there was just this moment where I was like, Chad has been so stupid.
Yeah.
He's ignored all the signs that he was like on the outs. Like, he should have turned the tables when he had the power. He didn't.
He's fell arse backwards into it, is what you're trying to say.
Absolutely. He did not deserve to win. And I felt like Dan dominated the competitions and made the moves he needed to make in a better way than Chad did.
But Gaz, this is the problem with the strategic game, and then it turns into a public vote.
Yeah, I suppose.
What is one supposed to think as a member of the voting
What
public?
does one do?
Yeah, are we meant to vote on who we like? Are we meant to vote on who's played the best game? Sonny shouldn't even put the numbers up. Like,
They didn't even. Yeah, at the end of this episode, they did not even tell you to go and vote.
So what are we supposed to do? I need Ted to tell me what I should be thinking, what I should be doing. I can't be making that decision on my own. Can't be saying that either. So then Chad had the afternoon to think about what he was going to do. What you going to do?
Sorry, but I've written Sophie's game hinges on Chad's bad ankle, and I've written a potential title: Get My Good Ankle.
Get my good...
Because Chad's a model and you need a good angle.
Oh, got you. Oh, I like it. A bit too much thinking time involved there. Did you see my... I had such a good title for if Matt had gone and we're done with Matt night.
Did you?
Broken Heel. Because Chad's heel and Broken Heel.
Yeah. That's not bad.
Too late. It's so annoying when you think of one on the night that don't count.
These
it's like,
titles that end up on the cutting room floor.
God. All those titles that could have been and never were. Quite sad, really.
And then when you need one, you haven't got one.
Oh, we're struggling for days.
It's been a struggle this series.
We've been on the struggle bus non-stop.
Chad said to Sophie, "We're in."
We're in, mate.
Big Brother said to Chad, the victory walk of the wounded, when he came to the diary room. Chad wishes he could tell his dad that he just won that challenge and got to the final of Big Brother. He used to watch Big Brother with his dad, and this is such perfect storylining I've written.
Yep.
And then Big Brother, out of nowhere, has Chad's mum on the phone.
And then he was going, I've been doing this whole thing for my mum. Sonia said, you've been doing the whole thing for your mum on the finale. I was like, no, I thought it was all for his dad. Get your story straight. It's like, what the fuck?
Do you remember what his mum's bought Chaddy, for when he comes home?
No.
Sticky date puddings.
Oh. That sounds horrible.
I think it sounds nice, like a sticky toffee pudding.
He goes, I made it to the top 3, Ma. What is all this phoning people? It's Big Brother. Why are you phoning people's mums?
The diary room's supposed to become like a fucking phone box, doesn't it?
Public phone box. Yeah. Probably stinks of wee as well. That's not okay.
Banjo was house trained, actually, have you know?
No, I'm sure it was. Hold on, I got shit before this. I wanted to see Dan and Matt turn on each other, but they didn't really, did they?
No.
They were just like, we're not going to scramble. We won't put pressure on you, Chad. You do whatever's best for you. I've put, this is no good. I want to see these two cry. And I want to see them more gutted about the fact that a lame guy beat them. Like, that is quite embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then Chad was crying into his pillow in pain. Do you remember that? That was just before he talked to his mum.
No.
Yeah, he was lying in bed and crying. He was in so much pain.
Oh, no, I don't
He was
remember
like
that.
almost like biting his pillow. He was like in so much agony.
I've got a question. Did Matt actually win a challenge? Did he win that box one? That was it.
He did win one, I think. Yeah.
He fucking.
That was when Xavier quit.
He strategied that guy with the shirts you like out of it. Do you like his shirts?
Jack does, yeah. He does have nice shirts.
Shane. Is it Shane?
Xavier. I don't like Shane's
Shane
shirts.
Ritchie.
Shane's shirts are terrible.
No, Shane. He tricked Shane out of it, didn't
Oh, okay,
he?
right.
In the box comp.
I don't like Shane's shirts. Don't start spreading them around.
My dad likes Shane's shirts.
There you go.
Shane shirts.
Shane's shirts.
Shane shirts. Shoe shorts on the seashore.
And Big Brother said to Chad, you should be proud of yourself. You played an amazing game. Did you already say that?
No.
Yeah. And then, what's this? Sample Dan joke. Oh, I've written here about him being funny. I came in with nothing and I'm leaving with a belly full of almonds. That was my song.
Did you notice,
Did
did you notice Matt laugh at that? And
Yeah.
then his face turned stone.
Did it?
Yeah, because he was like, it was a fake laugh.
Yeah.
And he laughs something to be polite.
Yeah. I thought Chad tossed a coin about who to vote for at this point, but he was just throwing his ring in the air.
Oh, he was acting like perhaps he was undecided about what he was going to do. It
Yeah.
looked like that to me.
And then, this is the eviction bit now.
Chad said to Sophie, we need to talk about them two. Sophie wants Chad to make the decision that feels right for him. Sophie said that Dan is obviously a very funny guy. This is that bit. And Matt has snapped a few times, they said. And they wondered, would Matt be perceived as that guy that had a short temper? We did not see that from Matt, really, did we? Even though we don't think he's a particularly nice guy. We never needed to see him snap to
but
deduce
we saw
that.
him sulking.
Yeah, we did see him
Yeah.
sulk. Why have I written Dan's definitely more deserving?
Because he
And
is.
Dan is always the centre of attention. Is that what they said?
I don't know.
Do you make a decision on who you can be or being a bro? That's what Sophie said in the diary room. Dan hopes that Chad feels Matt is the bigger threat. You say Sonia. You've got Sonia already.
I've got Sonia's nipple seams I've written here on that silvery
silver one,
dress.
yeah.
Yeah. Little seams going up her nipples. And I've also put Sophie scrubs up very well for eviction.
Oh, she always comes up good.
It's so different.
It's the
from-
makeup.
Yeah, I mean, she's
She's a good
obviously
contourer.
she's very attractive either way, but God, she looks so different when she puts makeup
Yeah.
on. I feel like I'm one of those people who just, with or without makeup, I don't look that much different. But some people look really fucking different when they've got makeup
Is
on.
it better to look really different or not?
Well, it depends if you've just had a one-night stand with someone and you wake up in the morning like, ah. It's probably better not to look different, no. Because if you like wake up, you're like, ooh, what the fuck?
They'll leap out the bed. Chad said, my heart is saying Dan, but my head is saying Matt. But I wasn't sure if he meant to evict or to keep.
Oh, yeah. And Sophie said, you've got to choose, you've got to make a decision on who you can beat. Duh!
No, but it's good Sophie's telling Chad this, because
I
he might
know.
not realise it.
No.
He's not a very clever guy.
Good point.
Do you know that Chad was never nominated and therefore never sat on the blue sofa on the lounge, as they would say?
I'm not surprised he wasn't nominated. Who would bother? But now look where it's got you. And then Sonia said, so I've got Sonia here now.
Okay.
She said to Matt, do you think you and Dan are going to be split at the final hurdle? Well, he's not going to nominate Sophie, is he?
Obviously not.
It's just
In
a
fact,
stupid question.
That whole eviction room was
Yeah.
kind of pointless. And
yeah.
I noticed that Dan and Matt were like sat together and Sophie was like sat the other side of the sofa.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not part of this.
Yeah. And Sonia said, is it right that it's between Matt and Dan? Well, yeah, it's right, because Chad won.
Of course it is.
Dan said, we've always had respect for each other, about him and Matt said, my mission was to make Broken Hill proud. And then Matt said, whoever goes home is a compliment because they're a threat to win.
Oh, okay. Take it
That's
that way
what
if you
he's-
want to, Matt.
That's what he's telling himself. And I put, consider yourself complimented. And then Chad hobbled to the DR, and Dan said, oh, I think I'm in trouble here. Do you remember? He said that.
Did he?
Yeah, the eviction chairs. And Chad went, I wish to evict, ...
Why they did not just make Chad stand up and do it face to face
Stupid,
in
isn't
this
it?
room, I do not know.
Just dumb as hell. So then Matt got evicted. You just given up. You just
I haven't
put
got
your
any more
phone up.
notes.
Matt, why have I written so much?
I don't know.
Matt got evicted. I put Dan deserves it more, but I don't want him to win. He kept Dan because he took it better when Sophie returned. That was his reasoning.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I put that's
Ha.
not a good reason.
You know what? Matt should have stroked that dog. Perhaps he would have escaped eviction.
Yeah. And then it was the wrap up of the show where there was all the fireworks in the back garden. And I
Yeah.
thought it's weird that they're leaving now, and for 3 months you would not know if you'd actually won.
But you didn't actually see them leave the house. You saw them in the
No.
garden and they did like a drone shot. Kind of wanted to see them exit the house.
It kind of reminded me when Tim was in the garden and the fireworks going off, but that was like 10 billion times better. Because that was the actual finale. It's just like...
He was in the garden and the fireworks went off. What,
Yeah.
did he get interviewed inside the house? I haven't seen that film.
oh, shit.
I know he was.
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't matter.
God, oops. Spoiler. Yeah, I can't remember where he got interviewed, but he was in the garden and he was like walking around the garden going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It was really...
I like those
it was
moments
really
where there's just like
moving.
one person left in the house
Yeah,
and they're just
it-
there to like take it in.
It was really emotional. So I put Chad needs a champagne pouring lesson. Dan was kissing Sophie on top of the head, which I didn't like. And I've put this is a weird ending.
It was a weird
It's
ending,
just
but it
weird.
made me hungry for the finale in a way. I was just those firecrackers. I was like, oh yeah, this looks like a final, but it's not a final. So
No.
I kind of need to be there tomorrow live to like have the taste of it being a real final.
And me and Gaz both got up at 10:30 a.m. to watch.
I set an alarm at 10 and I crawled out of bed at like 10:40 maybe.
I was
bumbled
up,
out of bed,
fucking-
trying to get my stream to load, and would it load?
Switched it on, fucking no sound. No one can get hold of, who the fuck is it, BMX?
Yeah.
Like, I've been trying, someone in the comments, I've been trying to get hold of him, he's asleep. It's like, get up and sort this shit out. But yeah, and then I just thought, fuck this, and I went back to bed. And you had a dodgy old stream, didn't you?
I streamed on 7 Plus with a VPN, and by it kind of stabilised for a bit, and then at the key part where it was the announcement,
no.
it started to jump around all over the place.
Oh, that's not good. So you
But-
got ruined, did it?
No, not so much, because I felt like the final, there wasn't much to speak of anyway. The thing for me that was missing from the final was the finalists.
Yeah!
Like, they weren't there. They were kept in a green room, then they were brought out on a stage. They didn't
Yeah.
have any comment about what had happened in the house.
Yeah.
They got about 2 lines of audio.
They didn't get an
speech
interview at
each.
the end. Well,
No interview.
Chad had to get his mum to speak for him, which you didn't like.
No.
Yeah, you're right. I put that about halfway through. I put where are the finalists?
They were.
It was
So
just
I
like
because I missed the first half hour. What happened in that first half hour? They just spoke to every housemate who has been evicted. Was that what they did?
yeah. So the audience was social distance.
Distancing.
Did you know who was missing? As I was trying to go to sleep last night, and I couldn't see it. I was trying to think who was
This
actually
morning,
missing.
I said to Dan, I don't remember seeing Sabong there. Dan
He
said he was there.
He said something because I was talking because Jack said, "Who is that guy?" He said, "I've never seen him," and I said, "Oh, because he came in for like one day and got evicted the
Yeah.
same day because he's doing like
20
push-ups with
push-ups.
one hand." And
Yeah.
Jack was like, "What the fuck would he come in and do that
Yeah,
for?"
exactly.
And I was like, "Even Jack fucking
Did
knows."
Sonia not even say why would you do that?
No,
to him?
no, it's just ludicrous. Anyway, so the housemates were all sat like a little bit
Did they
apart.
walk out, or
weren't
were they just there?
I can't remember. I think they were just there.
Okay.
And then there was an audience there. There was the fucking
That audience was dead.
atmosphere. It was
Well,
just
it's
oh
terrible,
my
wasn't it?
god!
Like a
It was
fucking
like the
funeral.
circle fucking finale. It was like no atmosphere whatsoever. Sonia's
Have you watched the Circle?
I
finale?
watched that American one. It was
Oh,
dead
did
as a
you?
dodo. I think no one was in the audience because it was pre-recorded, wasn't it? It's the same sort of thing. Sonia's dress looks good. I put Dan got a big cheer. Some can't join because of COVID restrictions. I still don't know who
Who
wasn't
said
there.
that? Housemates.
No, that's what Sonia said.
Oh.
Kieran, I noticed, has lost quite a lot of weight. So
Oh, yeah?
props to Kieran. He looked a hell of a lot better.
Do you know what? My problem with Kieran was he wasn't even wearing his own T-shirt with a brand on. He could
Oh,
have been wearing the cat with
Probably
7
wasn't
lives,
allowed.
or holding the mug that says the King Cockroach, whatever.
wasn't allowed. Okay, I've got some.
Auntie Garth wore his own Auntie Garth T-shirt.
I've got comments on what people are wearing. Do you want to know?
Honestly, the looks on Australian Big Brother have been terrible.
The Lukes, not
The
good.
looks.
Go-
Where's the fucking dinner jackets and the formal attire?
Even the finalists. I mean,
Dan hadn't even
Dan
a fucking
had the
shirt.
most dour green shirt on, the same as
That's-
Matt had on.
That's the same fucking shirt he wore when they told him to dress up for that dinner, dress to impress.
Chad
and he wore
had-
a fucking rolled up sleeve.
Chad had on like a shirt that was too tight, trousers that were too tight, and no socks. And then
Sophie was
Sophie,
the only one that looked okay.
she came as like Brandon Flowers.
She did look like Brandon Flowers, I was gonna
but
say-
with
I was
like
gonna say.
extra hairy sleeves. It was not a good look. Garth was wearing a glittery jacket that looked horrible. Alan had gone,
Like a baseball hoodie type.
you know, the
affair.
iron-on patches that you have when you're like a kid. You know,
Yeah.
your iron. I had Kylie and Jason ones on my jeans.
Did Alan have anything interesting to say, or just doing fashion?
When I saw
No.
Alan's, they did like an Alan's best bits. That's all this first part was. It was just the best bits of this person, that person. I thought, we did actually miss out on not having Alan there. He was actually.
You telling me
quite
they did
entertaining.
Danny's best bit?
No, they did Alan's though.
Good.
They did. There was no best bits from Danny.
Exactly. Was she even there?
Yeah, she was there. Did you even? Yeah, she was. Shane was. Sarah looked good, I've noted.
she?
Shane was wearing white chinos and a dusk pink jacket.
Oh, that sounds like he's made an effort. It
Yeah.
sounds quite Kevy-webby, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Xavier was wearing his tiger shirt with a blue shirt with tigers on, oversized. So Jack liked that.
Okay.
Jack was going, "Oh, that guy's got such good style." Angela, I thought, looked skinnier. I mean, she was skinny anyway, but she looked even skinnier.
Oh,
and
that's
she
not
was
good.
wearing an off-the-shoulder glittery number.
Angela dresses
She
up.
looked good.
Lips, hold the lips on
Oh,
flick.
well, look, the usual lip gloss. She got out her lip gloss.
Yeah,
and
but
put
I
it
noticed
on.
the Vision Mixer cut it out.
Oh.
Like, basically, this was Angela's big moment to
Yeah.
apply lip gloss. Cut to Sonia as she was doing it.
Oh.
It's caught her at the end.
Oh, God's sake.
Do you know Angela's releasing her own lip gloss? We've been told by
Angelicious.
Angelicious. Angelicious. Alfie told us that.
Alfie.
Alfie's basically
He's got...
the one to thank for any information on
Yeah.
this podcast.
Just listen to Alfie's podcast when he finally does it. But he doesn't want to have his voice heard. So
No, it sounds like this.
No, I have to do it in Stephen Hawking voice. Put it for a synthesizer.
Oh, fuck. So it brings back memories of someone else who used to leave voice messages on the show.
Oh, rest in peace. So then I put Talia's got fat. Did you see her?
Talia looked like she was wearing recycled majorettes costumes from Big Brother 7. Gold and red dress type thing going on.
When they were doing like Angela's best bits and Talia's was sitting there like smiling, you could tell she was fucking
Talia is
seething.
fake as fuck.
She didn't, to be fair, she didn't look fat, but she just looked fat as she was, which that's a win for everyone,
I
isn't
think
it?
she's fake whenever she tries to like make a public image.
Oh, she tries to be nice. It's like, come on, we know you're a bitch. Just embrace
Own
it.
it.
Um,
Oh, I didn't know I was the queen of the house when I was in there. No one said it to my face.
oh, Laura wasn't there, and she's been written out of history. I
Who the
put.
fuck's that?
She went out first night.
Oh, the first evictee.
Yeah.
She wasn't there.
No. Sonia said, "Where did it all go wrong?" to Alan, and
I'm
Alan.
probably scared she was going to stand up for black issues on,
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
finals.
Yeah, and be a feminist. And Alan said he was evicted because he was the strongest player. And Sonia laughed
He's
in his
still towing that line,
yeah.
is he?
Sonia laughed in his face and said, "You were voted out by a landslide." It was at this point I noticed Garth's pink sparkly shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they were ghastly.
And Sonia said,
Ghastly.
Sonia said to Alan, "Well, you made it to top 19." Ouch. Then we had a Kieran section, which I noticed had Hannah going, "I love Kieran" in it.
Oh, was
Did
Hannah
you see
there?
Hannah there? Yeah, but did you see what was different?
No.
Her lips.
She had fillers.
No, she'd not had the fillers.
What do you mean?
Her lips were back down to normal size.
Shut up.
Yeah, she
Her
looks.
lips are gone.
She actually looks so much better with
Just
just
the
normal lips. So she looked like a completely different person. Like she must have had them pumped up to the max, like double size.
Or
before she
maybe
went
Kieran's been on them too much.
in. Ooh,
Suck the filler
honestly,
out.
she looks so much better without those plump lips. And then, hold on.
Plump lips.
Oh yeah, this is when Jack said, "I like Kieran. He's not that bad. I align with any fatties." That's what Jack said. I stand with Kieran.
I'm saying fatty so many times in this show. It's so wrong.
No, I'm fatty. it's
Kieran
fine.
was doing his full YouTube voice. Did you notice when he was
Oh,
talking to Sonia?
and Sonia? A Bible.
Just like that.
Should we have another glass? Can you fill? Here, have a look at this.
Oh, I know.
Well,
I
you don't
don't know.
have to.
You do that because
Right,
I'll get the drink because I don't know what happened in the final.
Oh, okay. Go on then.
Well, I do know, but then I don't at the same
Well,
time.
I'm telling you now.
I know, but I want to hear it.
But how are you going to hear it when I'm... Oh, I'm talking about Sonia's Botox for a minute. Sonia looked like she had been Botox to the hilt. I mean, how old is she? 50, 60, no one knows. What is she, 48? She looked...
You said she was 53.
No, I think she's like 56 or 58. I've forgotten now.
Not that old.
Anyway, she
Not
is.
58.
She is.
It's not 58.
Anyway, she looked Botox to hell, but she looked good. So, I mean,
Where's
this
she
was...
getting Botox during lockdown?
This was-
Honestly, did Australia even have a lockdown? Because they were getting
Barely.
KFC, they were like getting all this luxury food budget. Like you couldn't get a fucking toilet roll in England.
No. Well, they got...
What?
I don't know.
The brick on it. Coles supermarket, whatever it's called. You know, it's still got Woolworths in Australia, don't you? It's a
They've got what?
Woolworths. It's a supermarket.
Oh, I see. The others,
cold out here.
I've put the others' faces when Sonia is picking up Kieran. It wasn't good. Casey's dark hair looks gross.
I didn't even see Casey.
Do you want to go back in? It's not that cold.
Let's put a video on.
Kieran needs some under eye concealer. I've noted here.
The dark circles. It's like cousin it, doesn't it?
Then there was an Ian section.
Uncle Fester, isn't it? Who's cousin it? The one with the hair.
Isn't he the hand?
The hair
No.
one, isn't it? What Uncle Fester?
Did you see the Ian section?
I saw Sonia go, oh, I was really sad about Patricia, as if it was a joke. And
Oh, she did.
And he went, so was I. Like, he genuinely
Yeah,
is sad
Sonia
about
went,
Spider.
Patricia, R.I.P.
Yeah, you can't take, I think Ian. I'm sorry, but I think Ian's on the spectrum, don't you?
Yeah,
You
that's not a bad thing.
No,
I wish I was on it.
you can't take the piss out of his dead spider for someone of that state. You know,
No.
it's not compassionate, Sonia. Compassion is Sonia's middle name usually.
This was the only time we actually saw Sonia actually mingling with the house guests.
Well, she's
interacting
not bad at
with
it,
them. Yeah.
is she? She is good.
She was quite good. I put Ian was cancelled as soon as he befriended Dan, and Ian is wearing a t-shirt with dinosaurs on like a toddler. Then Sonia said, oh yeah, Ian was like being quite shady. He went, oh yeah, my parents couldn't wait to stop watching Big Brother Australia when I got
he did
evicted.
say that. Yeah, they said, thank God you're out.
Yeah,
You don't to watch it anymore.
and then he goes, oh, they normally like watching documentaries.
Sonia said boring stuff.
Yeah, boring stuff. Yeah, documentaries, load of rubbish.
Boring.
It's not a competition between like documentaries and reality TV. You are allowed to like both. But Ian was being he sounded quite snobby when he said that.
I mean, honestly, documentaries are the original reality TV, aren't they, in a way?
Yeah. Yeah, they actually are. So then, and plus, Big Brother is a social experiment. I put Ian is acting arrogant. Angie section, she said, oh, the party's here. And I have noted the peak of the show was Angela holding the water funnel. That was the peak of the show.
Oh, of the series as a whole.
Yeah.
That's an
After
iconic,
that, it was
that's
all
an
downhill.
iconic moment. I mean, you're right, it started with the hanging on the column thing, wherever that was, with the lip gloss then.
Oh, yeah.
But it was the peak at the water one,
Yeah.
because it was so epic with the rain,
Yeah.
and just the imagery of it was so good.
Yeah, the iconography.
Yeah, the iconography.
And then I put Angela's looking very fit, but apparently she doesn't go to the gym. Matt's face when Angela was talking, more thin-lipped than normal. Angela is asking her husband to speak to her in Big Brother's voice.
Oh, yeah, she's sort of got a thing for that voice.
I can get it. I get that. Big Brother has got kind of a sexy voice, doesn't he? Remember that old Big Brother Australia used to have a sexy voice as well? Do you remember that? On Tim's series.
Yeah, Tim,
Yeah.
to the diary room.
Yeah, it was sexy. And then the others were fuming at her finale airtime. Angela said she's on 10 teas a day. Talia was pretending to be interested.
Angela said she's been drinking tea since she was 4 years old, and that's why she's addicted to it. And then I tweeted about tea. I said, I agree with Angela, tea is life. And then someone said, have you seen the way that Angela drinks tea with all that sugar and milk in it?
Oh, yeah,
I said,
4
to be
sugars.
fair, it looks like the tea you'd give to a 4-year-old, so she's probably still on that.
But how is Angela so skinny when she has 10 cups of tea with 4 sugars in a day?
Fuck knows.
That's bizarre.
What about this whole thing about someone said, oh, it's a queen? Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this didn't
I
happen of
put
the year.
Angela's self-proclaimed queen.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, someone said, oh, it's a queen. And I turned around, it was in the shopping centre with my husband, I turned around and said, everyone's calling me a queen, I thought they were talking to me. But actually, it was a picture of the queen, the real queen. And I was like, that did not happen. That is a fictional story that Angela's made up for the final.
Yeah, that is sad. Are you out of notes now?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I put Talia's nose is over highlighted. You know I like to point that out. Angela said her favourite place is Tealand. And then Jack...
Again, she made this up too for the final.
Jack said, does she mean Thailand? And I said, no, I think she means Tealand.
She's sort of saying,
is that a real place?
What? No.
I thought it was a joke.
It's a joke.
Oh,
What
right,
she's
yeah.
saying, what she's saying is, when she would do the mind thing, she would go to Tealand, which was a place where like she had a butler and there was endless tea and everything was
Garth.
luxurious. Yeah, Garth was there, with his belly popping out, giving her endless tea. Again, I felt like this is Angela. I felt like she's
Leave
become...
Angela alone.
I'm sorry, I love Angela as a housemate, but I felt that she's become a little bit self-aware.
Oh, we've never seen that happen
Since
to
the
a
show
former
aired.
house, a former fan favourite, have we?
Never.
I've never seen that happen
Never.
before.
Who is she?
I'm a
Who is
legend.
she? Oh, I'm a legend. I've never seen it happen. So it's a shame.
Then we had a section about Sarah, but I became
There's a
obsessed.
section about Sarah. That must have been short.
Well, aha! Nice. Boom, boom. I became obsessed with the Duplicate app at this point and lost attention for a few minutes. That's the app where you can turn yourself into a GIF. Fun for all the family. Then,
Try putting yourself on an Ica GIF. It's not pretty.
and then the housemates were saying who they thought was going to win. Then the finalists came out. You're right, about 45 minutes in, probably.
So those finalists were like hugging each other and everything. I was like, where's the social distancing? I tweeted that those stools that the ex-housemates were on didn't look 2 metres apart. And then someone, BBAU Returns, tweeted me, Oh no, actually, it might have been Big Brother's Big Eye. Tweeted me and said,
Get it right.
Here it's 1.5 meters. I said, but it don't look like that either.
No, especially when they're behind. But if you're
Yes.
behind, is that okay?
Is that okay? That's what I was
think
thinking.
it's
but
okay.
Surely diagonally it needs to be 1.5 too.
Look, don't
I
listen to
don't
Rule
know.
Booker. What do you care?
Sonia should have had a long mic like Ryland.
Yeah.
And put it on the side.
Anyway, Sophie and Chad are going to hook up later, so they don't need to be far apart.
They're in a social bubble.
Do you feel like Sophie was shading Chad a bit? She was like, "Oh well, we've not actually seen each other since." Did that feel shady to you?
Do you know? I thought they were a little.
Frosty with each other.
Maybe that is the right word, but yeah, maybe that is right. Yeah, I felt like you would have thought that even with lockdown, they would have been on like FaceTime all together all the time or chatting all the time.
Yeah.
It didn't sound like they were as on as I expected them to be.
But then, you know what Alfie said?
Alfie says that they're going to
Split
share
the
the
prize
money.
So they must be on. You wouldn't
But
split
Chad
them.
didn't say that on the show, so I don't think he's going to do that.
He said it in the exit interviews.
Did he?
Apparently.
Well, we've seen this time and time again when they go,
That's
we'll
true.
split the
Who
money
was
when we
that
get
who
out.
was going to split
Who
all
was
the
that?
money? Was it Luke A or someone?
I don't know, that was
Was that
ridiculous.
season, I think? Yeah, because it was Luke S.
Luke A, yeah, it
Yeah,
was
with
that
Luke
year.
S and all that.
Yeah.
Luke S
And
denied
everyone was
twice.
shitty about it, being like, I haven't seen any money.
Yeah. That's good.
Never promised to do anything with the prize money.
I have put here, Dan looks fatter, Chad looks thinner, Sophie looks thinner. Did you think Dan looked fatter?
No, I didn't
Definitely
notice.
not as fat as normal.
Anna came on stage and got to fucking talk, and I was said,
Fuck that bitch.
but I don't want to hear from Anna. I'm
No
sick of
one
hearing about Anna.
cares. There's nothing worse than someone going on about their girlfriend who you've never met before, boyfriend. It's like, I couldn't give two
Do you know
fucks.
what I thought was pointless? Was actually bringing the friends and family out with the finalists to stand there next to them while they received the news.
You know my thoughts about friends and family.
Oh, the FNF.
Yeah, you're
The
right.
FNF
It's
can
the
F off.
worst. I totally agree. It dilutes the whole thing.
I just felt that we did not get enough finalists here. We wanted. They got like, you know what my problem was? They were like, Sonia was like, here's your chance to plead for votes, and then they immediately closed the vote before fucking Chad had even finished the
Dan got
sentence.
to go first.
Dan did get to
Picked
go
at
first.
random, but Dan got to go first. Just saying.
What I wanted to see was more final three, less filler from all these nobodies who we got rid of at the start. Like, okay, they were there to play a role, play your parts, play them well. They didn't play them that well, so they're out now. Old news. Give me more finalists, and then also take it down to a final two.
Yeah.
That's-
Oh yeah, I never even thought of
That's
that.
better, Big Brother. It's
More
like, okay,
tension.
now this person's gone. Lines are open. I mean, no, there's no lines, but like, vote is back open. Vote between
Yeah.
your final two. Really fucking push it.
That's a really good point.
But did you notice with the voting online, Big Brother didn't make any money out of these votes.
No.
So the only money in Big Brother now is for Seven at least is from
KFC.
sponsorship from KFC and whatever advertisements happen during the show.
One
So
once in a while.
it's weird how there's not even the avenue to make money from the phone vote. You would have thought like, is it not worth having a phone vote for them to make more money? But apparently maybe the cost of putting a phone vote together costs more than what you get out of it. Who
You
knows?
have to have a call centre.
Yeah, call centre. Hello, who would you like to vote for?
So, Chad said it's the first time they'd seen each other since lockdown.
That is
and
weird.
And then Sophie said,
What
there
about
were...
like, if you can't come to go to your auntie's, you can come to my house. I'll be out in a
Oh,
few days
yeah.
and this stuff.
And then Sophie said, when we met again, there was fans at the airport getting in the way.
Oh yeah,
It's like, what the
weird.
fuck? Fans? Who would
Who
say
would-
that?
Also, who goes out during a quarantine period to see fucking Chad and Sophie?
I put Chad looks like he's just woken up. And then Chad doing his dead dad speech again just
Somebody
before
said
voting
that
closed.
Chad was pretty much wankered the whole time.
Yeah, he looked half asleep. Chad's speech glazed over. Oh no, I glazed over, sorry. And then there was Chad feeding his dog cookies on his VT. Why is he getting a VT at this point? Sophie said, I do have a mind of my own. Dan was picking up his social game. He said, I want to win this thing to make Anna the happiest, luckiest girlfriend in the world. She's going out with you, so good luck with that. I don't want to hear from loved ones or see loved ones on screen, I've written here. Sophie's mum, zzz. Chad's mum is proud of him.
Sophie's mum obviously got there from
Netherlands,
yeah.
And then Chad's mum is apparently his queen. Too much queen talk. I thought Sophie was the queen, and then Angela's
At which
the queen.
point Angela turned around.
Yeah, it's like... Format of the final sucks and is boring, I've written. Then there was 700,000 votes. It's nothing, I've said, considering I voted. It's true, considering it's
I was
a
thinking
global
that.
vote, basically.
I was thinking
It's
that.
nothing.
And also the fact that Seven are really sort of celebrating their digital numbers, which a lot of which could be skewed from outside viewers, especially since you can just go on Seven from a VPN.
Put in a postcode of Broken Hill and vote away.
Or wherever you like.
That's what I did.
I know you did. I just googled like Australian postcode and put in the first one that came up.
I tried that, but it wasn't working. So Dan said, I'm blessed. Sophie said, there's nothing going through my mind, just mush. And Sonia said to Chad, what's going through your mind?
What did he say?
Beers.
Is that what he said? Great.
He said he's looking forward to having a beer. So then Chad won. We actually did go yes when Chad won. Loud enough for Ty to run off.
I went, what? And then my dad went, calm down. I was kind of like, don't tell me to like calm down. I was like, this is like my football. Like I make noises to Big Brother.
Yeah.
Like, obviously he'd never seen that before. Really.
Was he silent then, just looking on?
Do you know what? Dan was really excited to watch the final, which sort of made me want to watch it live because he went, we can watch it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I had already said to you I'd watch it with you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like,
I weren't bothered.
I was a bit like, oh, maybe for the podcast it is better. But then I was like, but I
To be honest, with that final, I don't think it would have
No,
been.
it wouldn't have been. It would have been really bad.
Would have been
podcasting.
worse.
I was like, maybe I should just watch it live because I can.
Yeah.
And then Dan spent his whole time on his fucking phone, like looking on Twitter, and I was like, you don't really care about this, do you? So I don't know why he wasn't engaged with it. So no, he barely.
Because it's boring, probably.
He barely looked up for the announcement.
So he wasn't bothered that Chad won.
No, but he did want Dan to win.
Jack was quite into it. I think because I've been at the pub with Jack and I was talking to him about BBUS, which we're coming on to, and I was just going on and on to him about BBUS for like about an hour, just about this.
This is the struggle of being in a relationship with someone that cares about
I
Big
know,
Brother this
and
much.
but he was actually paying quite an interest in it, and then he said, I'm really excited to watch this final, and then after we watched the final we watched a BBUS, so he was quite in the Big Brother zone. I've indoctrinated him
Shout
quite
out.
well.
BB Zone.
It's not the moan zone. So then, was it the limping, the comp winning, or the dead dad that won it? We've discussed that. Sonia said, how do you feel? And Chad went, it's pretty good. And then
Well, he went, fuck.
Yeah.
Why did he say that?
He said, fuck, and then far out. And then Sonia's like, I must apologise for language. I liked it when
it's quite an intense moment.
I liked
or something.
it when he said, fuck. Don't you think it was kind of sweet?
I just thought it was typical Chad, like stupid. Somebody on Twitter who seems to be famous, who has a blue tick in Australia, was like, "Oh, Chad, he just swore on live TV. It's so cool." And I was thinking, what's cool about accidentally saying "fuck" on TV? Like, that's not cool. Get out.
It is kind of cool. And then Chad said he's going to start booking flights to where? I don't know.
New Zealand.
I put Jack was quite moved by
Why New Zealand? I meant the Netherlands.
Jack was quite moved by him winning and said he's very sweet. We'd had a few drinks by then.
God.
And I put, this is a lacklustre finale. And also I've made extra notes here. The fact that it's filmed 3 months later sucks all the excitement out of it. They know what's been said about them and they aren't rabbits in the headlights. What's the point? I've already said all of that.
I felt like it was over. Excuse me. Very quickly. Like,
It was only an hour, wasn't it? I thought they'd at least drag it out to...
just over an hour, I think. Wasn't
Yeah.
It? But I don't know. I kind of expected more. Like, do you remember at the end of Big Brother, he used to like show the money go into their account?
Oh,
or whatever,
yeah.
Even though that's not
Yeah,
true.
you're right. It just ended, didn't
This
it?
is like, okay, bye.
It was like, Sonia was like, Chad's mum, do you have a comment?
Yeah,
And then
that was it.
That's it. I know, you think you'd at least like say, how did you find it in the house? There was no interviews at all during the whole programme, really, was
But I
there?
suppose it's like too little too late, isn't it? Like, there's no point asking about the house now when the house is a memory.
Oh, yeah, 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Not good.
Or like, what was your highlight in the house? Any regrets? What would you have done differently?
And, like-
you know, these sort of things. Eviction interview staples.
And like Dan had all that airtime, all that storyline, and then he was just like,
Just a spare part.
yeah, it's like, oh, no, you're done, bye.
Yeah.
Kieran got 15 grand, you got fuck all, bye.
Exactly. I didn't even get to see Dan looking gutted. Did they even show Dan afterwards?
Don't remember.
Me neither.
No. Or Sophie. Sophie's dream was just destroyed.
Exactly.
Although apparently she may share that money with Chad, but we don't know that.
Crap winner, I think.
I was happy that Chad won.
But you voted for?
Sophie.
Yeah. I just think like Sophie's journey is more notable than Chad's. I feel like she has a show months.
Yeah.
She was part of a twist. She went to the White Room. She came back just the other day.
But then, should Sophie have won because she got evicted? You could have that.
Yeah, come on. A twist makes a winner. We've seen this before.
Other people
Cameron
do.
goes to Africa, etc.
Other people care about that. Yeah, but Cameron wasn't evicted. He just went to Africa.
Yeah, I know. But
Began
I just think a
in
twist,
Africa.
generally a twist helps your game. I just felt like Sophie played a better game, had a better
did.
storyline.
She had more brain in her head, just about.
Yeah. But obviously that's what Australia likes, so we're not Australian.
Thank fuck. No offence to our Australians. I know we've got Australian emails today.
Have we?
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. Thank God, if they're still listening after all the abuse.
Okay, so...
It's absolute abuse.
Who said that?
Alan, I
Casey.
think. When he got
Alan said
evicted.
that's the abuse. Yeah, he did. Fucking hell.
How the fuck did I remember that?
That's complete bull dust.
Oh yeah, we should do all the
You've
voices of
insulted
them
my
saying...
intelligence.
oh,
Time for a new
fuck.
life, live.
Yeah.
That's the one.
What did Zoe say?
Oh, they want to just taste my slavukas, whatever it's called. Slavukis or something.
Green tea is just as good as normal tea.
To be fair, that was probably one of the highlights of the series, the green and black tea gate.
And Kieran going, I'm a strategical mastermind.
Don't press the red button.
I'm the puppet master.
Oh, so. Do you want to talk about Big Brother BB22 from the US, or open up the mailbag before we do that?
BB22 first.
Oh,
Mailbag
BB22
comes
first.
last, yeah.
Can we have a break?
Yeah, let's have a break.
Okay, let's have a break. You do that one.
I will. Okay, and we're back with the scoop about BB22.
So,
About 10 years later than all the other fan sites, as usual.
it's pretty much the worst kept secret in Big Brother history. Big Brother 22 is officially going to be
All Stars!
All Stars.
Do you know how that was announced?
The fucking merchandise leaks on the CBS shop.
And then they took it off.
That's so stupid. Taking it down when everyone's like tweeting about it all over the place.
This is what I was talking to Jack about last night, how this is the worst time for All Stars, because this is the time that I wanted to go back and watch all the old series.
All of them?
But
God,
not
we're a
all of
slave
them.
driver.
No, not all of them, but a few with Jack, and now it's going to ruin it, depending on who's in. So this is I've managed to avoid most of the names, so depending on who's in, we'll see how many series it ruins.
So did you see that the live stream logo went up somewhere?
No,
No.
but I know you take a keen interest in the graphic design.
Oh, I fucking hate the visual identity of CBS's fucking Big Brother. They can't get their shit together for love nor money.
They don't give a fuck.
They do like one logo in the advert, another one on the fucking titles, another one on the side of the house,
Another
different
one-
one on fucking Judy's cards.
Yeah.
Like, why? You only need one logo.
Don't you
Get
think
the
they
colours
just
straight?
Don't you think they just don't give a fuck?
They don't give a fuck. They clearly don't give a fuck about the house,
Yeah.
about the format.
The housemates.
Same old shit year in,
Yeah.
year out.
Used to be
It
good.
is not my favourite version of Big Brother, and it's
Gaz,
no secret.
The problem is you've only watched the shit seasons. Anything post BB14 is dog shit, and those are the ones you've watched. So that's the
Okay.
problem.
So anyway, they released on the live stream this like silver and blue logo,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is that one. But the first logo that we'd seen from the shop is this
Yeah.
red monstrosity. Looks like a fucking...
It looks like someone with a visual impairment has designed it.
It looks like a hardware store, doesn't it? It looks like the new logo for the brick, basically.
Why is there a dash in All Stars?
Why?
Okay, Grandma, you don't need the dash
Yeah,
anymore.
why is there a dash? Why are there no stars? Like, I'd probably make the A into a star, maybe if it was me. I don't know, but it just looks like a
Wow.
warehouse
I ain't got a
clearance.
clue.
It's like a golf sale advert. So yeah, my tweet said, CBS Big Brother production, how about blue and silver for the identity this season? Yeah, sounds good. Same colours for the merch. No, for the merch use fire hydrant red. And I'll send you the file now. And then I use this picture of Hayley in the hacker task looking confused at seeing the red logo.
How well did that do?
That did quite well. I got 17 likes actually.
That's good.
Joseph at J Larkin 246.
Oh yeah, I like him.
Long-term listener,
Yep.
said, as much as I was over here campaigning for them to change up their logo, somehow they've made it look more cheap than before. Very little imagination over at CBS, clearly.
It looks like they've actually sent over the low quality JPEG, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. The Grim Recapper said, at least they're trying to get people to wear face masks, I guess. Otherwise, yikes.
Yikes.
Because there's a Big Brother branded face mask on the shop.
I love the word yikes. Hilarious.
BLR Nerd said, I wish Big Brother did the keys like they do Survivor's buffs. And yes, they do sell buffs. What's that?
Oh, yeah.
Customizable?
It's like a bandana.
The thing for the head.
Yeah.
Lots of people talking about buffs for no reason. Maybe why they took the merch down, change into the colour blue.
Yeah, right.
No, they want to hide the fact it's all stars. Get a grip.
Yeah, they saw your tweet and have decided to change the merch accordingly.
So, yeah, as usual, I'm shocked and appalled by the Big Brother logo. However,
I'm shaken by it.
I was rejoicing at the fact that the fucking Ripple pool water seems to have gone.
Come on, you know it'll be back.
But you know what's in place of that is like bubbles. It looks like Under the Sea edition to me.
Under the sea.
Anyway, today we've had confirmation that it is All Stars indeed, and it's
Starting
coming back on August the 5th. With a live 2-hour launch where the housemates actually walk into the house like Big Brother UK style.
That'd be interesting.
It will be interesting. It's good to see
When's the 5th
some
of
proper
August?
Big Brother spirit come into the show.
How much of a break do you get?
Not much of a fucking break.
A couple of weeks?
Not even that.
Oh well.
It's like a week off.
That's 2 weeks.
No, 2 weeks off.
Whiny
About
bitch.
2 weeks off. I'll go back to work soon.
Oh yeah, when are you going back to work?
First Monday of August.
Oh my god. I'm not.
So there's an article from TMZ the other day, which TMZ, which suggests that the Big Brother All Stars cast have arrived in LA for their what would you do?
Quarantine.
Close COVID testing. So they have to be given the all clear before they can actually enter the house.
Yeah. That'd be good strategy. Give someone COVID just before you go in, isn't it?
So we're told the quarantine. They say we're told the quarantine and testing process on the brain process will take 2 weeks, and contestants will need a negative test before being allowed inside the house.
So that goes to show they could, depending on who passes or fails, could be a different cast.
Yeah. It's a shame it's not the COVID positive edition, isn't it? Watching people deal with their symptoms on the live feed so we can really see what it's all about.
Yeah, just have all coronavirus infected house. Make it into a hospital.
Our source says BB has a core list of returning contestants and an alternate list.
Ooh.
Just in case all hyphen stars from the core cast are forced to drop out due to positive coronavirus tests.
Like Evil Dick's positive HIV test.
They
kicked him out.
Did they actually
they
remove
kicked him
him for
out
that?
for it, yeah.
They tested him during the show for HIV.
I don't know, like a week after the show started, they kicked him out because of it.
Was that an All Stars edition?
No, it was a mixture.
How weird.
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
You can be positive and be in Big
Yeah,
Brother.
weird, isn't it? Or maybe he only just found out. Maybe that's why he left. I don't know.
Probably for medical reasons, perhaps you need to go on treatment.
Yeah, weird.
That is very weird. Would you like to know the rumoured contestants?
I would, yeah. Is there any you know?
We'll
Should we
see.
go through the... Okay,
I don't know
go
who they
through
are
in
yet.
order. Let's see.
So, Paulie Calafiore.
Okay, let's. I'll tell you who it. The Paulie Calafiore is not going in.
I know who that is.
Yeah.
He's from Paul's first season, right?
Yeah, he's not going in.
Why?
He's not an all-star. He's a fucking idiot.
Oh.
No chance. I'd welcome him, but no, he ain't going in.
So, I'm going to ask if you can guess who this is.
Did you watch that season? What's the first season of VBS you
When
watched?
Paul came back.
Oh, okay, fine.
I've seen Twitter getting particularly excited about one housemate. Can you
Right.
guess who it is?
It would either be Janelle or Kaysa, I guess.
Janelle.
Yeah.
Janelle Piazzina?
Oh, yeah.
Piazzina?
He is zero or something, I don't know.
Yeah, she's apparently coming back.
Yeah, she's already been in it 3 times.
No.
That's why she's going to blow up a lot of my previous seasons that I want to watch.
3
with Jack.
times.
She's really good though. She's like
The
she's
Nikki
talking
Graham.
your language. She's like Ika Wong.
Oh, really?
She is
Okay.
fucking hard as nails, and she's also a bit of a cunt.
Okay.
And she's really good at comps.
So you're happy to see her back
Yeah,
before?
she's a really good character, and she's very entertaining. That's why she's been back 3 times.
Well, Twitter are rejoicing, so
she's
as far as I'm concerned, that says it all.
everyone kisses her ass, but she is actually a bit of a cunt and a bit of a bitch, but in a good way.
Okay.
Like Ica, like you don't want to get on her wrong side.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Hayden Moss?
Hayden Moss or Voss? Moss.
Moss.
Because there was two. There was a Hayden Moss and a Hayden Voss.
Do you know who he is?
I know who he is. Yeah, he's from the Brigade.
Any
He
go?
is the most boring person on the planet. He won't be going back in. If he is, it's a mistake.
Josh Martinez is going to be
Oh,
apparently.
fuck off! No, I disagree with that decision wholeheartedly.
Whistle Nut.
Oh, fuck! Is that a joke?
Yeah, it's a joke.
Nice.
It's a joke. Bailey.
She's not an all-star, in my opinion. Would you say so?
Well, I don't know what you usually get in an All-Stars. How many have they done before?
There's only been one all-star before,
Okay.
which was season
I mean,
8, and it's now season 22.
It's Bailey in All-Stars. I'll never forget that row she had, so maybe.
That does not make you an all-star.
Oh, God.
Oh no, it's not Paul, is it?
Worse.
Tyler.
Yes. Tyler Crispin.
I'm not surprised. I can't stand him. Is Caitlin on that list?
If Caitlin's not on this list, I'm not watching it.
Caitlin's got to be on
This
it.
person-
You can't have Bailey and not Caitlin. Get the fuck out of here.
Were they in the same season?
Yeah.
Nicole Franzel?
Fuck off. Is that a joke?
No, she's on there. I don't know who that is.
She's already been back twice.
Really?
She looks like this. That's got to be a joke. She can't possibly be back. She's awful.
TMZ.
Everyone hates her. That's got to be a joke.
Well, that's only 7 of 7. That's all of them.
Really?
That's all the ones we've got here. Oh, wait, hang on, I've got more.
I was,
That
gonna
was,
say,
that was like a gallery.
I was only just getting started. Come on. With my fucking rage.
Here's who we know is quarantining in Hollywood so far.
Mm.
Josh. Danielle Donato.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Danielle Reyes. Yeah, she's Evil Dick's daughter. She's, to be honest, she's okay, but without Evil Dick, she's nothing to me. She's okay.
Ian Terry, you like this person?
I do, actually, yeah. I very much doubt he would go back, though, because, spoiler alert, he won it. And I just don't see what would be in it for him to go back.
Money, of course. They get
I
paid to do that, don't
guess.
they?
I just don't see him. He found it quite stressful the first time. I just can't really see it. I could be wrong, though.
That's all of the rumours that I've got out of this article.
Well, I've heard more fucking rumours than that. I've
really?
heard Paul.
No.
Yeah.
Not again.
Yeah.
Please, no.
I heard him.
And I thought I saw Angela on the list as well.
Probably because Tyler said he won't go back in without her.
Oh, gross. And I also saw
in that case.
I also saw Casey
fuck
in the
off.
list. Gross.
I have seen, there'll be more in our emails. I have seen Kaiser, who was basically in with Janelle one of the seasons. He's this Iranian guy. He's super gorgeous. Everyone's like, Kaiser, they fucking love him. He is such a bad game player. But he's super gorgeous and really, really nice. But he cannot play Big Brother. But he is fit. Although he's probably quite old now. Because he's from years gone by. Years gone by. I heard Daniel Reyes was going back, who's in season 3, which is the season I'm watching at the moment.
Isn't that where they had the 9/11?
No, that was season 2. Daniel Reyes is really, really good. And she's like an older black woman. And she would be really, really good. But I don't know.
I saw a lineup with a picture of a black woman who was clearly from way back as
It's
well.
got to be her.
So maybe it's a different.
It's got to be
one.
her. It's got to. Okay, well that won't ruin too many of my previous seasons. It will just ruin season 14 and anything that Janelle's in. Okay.
So perhaps there's a different rumoured lineup than
yeah.
TMZ haven't.
Look
But I think what TMZ is saying here, TMZ is saying here,
Knock.
is these are the people they know are currently quarantining
Okay.
in.
Ian Terry, I can't
Hollywood.
believe Ian Terry is coming back. That is like proper old Big Brother Bile podcasting days. That was season 14 is such a good season. It's so fucking good, so good. But yeah, what about Dan Giesing? No mention. What about Derek Leveson? No mention.
No mention.
Interesting. Okay, well, that's fine.
Josh and Tyler, honestly.
I don't want that.
Josh has won it already.
Alright, go to the emails. They'll have other info.
Let's see. I'd be lucky if my phone holds out. I've got 2%.
Oh, you can do it on mine if you want.
I can try.
There was an email we had last week that we
missed one.
No, it come in like just after we finished recording from Braden, I think it was. I think he sent another one this week too.
That sounds like an Australian person.
It is an Australian person.
Finally.
What, you on 2%?
Braden. Yeah, I got Braden
do you
here,
want
week
oh
6.
my god, we've got millions of emails. Do you want to
Go that far.
Do you want to plug your phone in?
No, it should be fine.
Okay.
Let's I'll keep going for here
Okay.
for now, but if we need to, we'll move over to your phone.
Okie dokie.
What's the last one that we read? Did we read Laurie last year?
Yeah,
Last
Braden.
last week.
Last,
So Braden's the start of the new emails.
yeah, his earlier one, yeah.
Oops. BBAU final week? No, I got it. Week 6. BBAU week 6. Hey, Linz and Gaz.
Can you do the Australian accent? Or
I've
should
recently
not?
found your podcast and I'm really enjoying it. Braden Harvey, 18, and from Australia.
Oh, 18.
All right.
Oh,
Do you want a VT as well? Jesus. I've been a fan of Big Brother for years, and I'll continue to watch BBAU, BBUK, and some of BB Can.
what about BBUS? Not interested.
Not interested. This series has been truly different. I'm doing my
Yeah,
own voice now.
fair enough.
From the past 11 seasons. You don't offend Braden. He's
No,
new.
he's new. Let's
Put
keep him on
off,
board.
Offend him in a few months'
Yeah.
time. From the past 11 seasons, but nonetheless, I am loving it.
Oh, nonetheless.
I've seen the White Room twist in the 2007 season, and I do like it in this one. I've heard a lot of people feel as if the White Room twist was a little too late and unfair to certain housemates. However,
It was.
I didn't mind.
It was a bit like. Also, Alfie told us that because we said it was a twist stolen from BB UK, but it was actually BB Australia originally. Did we say that last week?
I said it was Australia
Okay,
originally, yeah. I liked Kieran from the start, but over time he's really grown on me even more as the weeks have gone by. He's been, by the way, this is a long ass email.
That's okay.
He's been great entertainment with his little strategical plans and how he's survived so many evictions. Then Sophie went in there, and I've liked her from the start, even though I didn't have an overall opinion on her.
What?
Okay.
That's contradictory.
It wasn't
statement,
until the
Brandon.
last 2 weeks I started to really enjoy her. Kieran made such a smart and admirable decision to take the money. Seeing Sophie have so much determination and devotion towards getting to the final 3 is so inspiring and glorious. She'd like you to think that. The Queen, channeling the Queens. Kieran,
There's a fly dying in my drink.
Kieran will be missed, but not forgotten, and so happy Sophie
Never
got
forget.
a second chance to go back in. I'm going to go from the start with this one. I was rooting for Angela to win. When she got evicted, it's been Chad ever since.
Oh.
However, I'm really tied on who, because I'd really be happy if Sophie, Chad, or Sarah would take it out. Take it out. Take out the trash like Marissa. I can understand that the game of Big Brother can absolutely get into your head and consume you wholly. However, this is Big Brother, a game, especially a game of unexpected twists and turns. The tantrum that happened was out of order.
Which one?
Dan and Matt.
Ah.
It so happened that they got rid of Kieran and Sophie, and they all of a sudden get to go into the White Room. It's like when Angela went into the bunker.
Yeah.
That's a twist. They
You're
happen,
reading
don't
this
they?
in a weird way. Like you've forgotten how to read.
I'm going to continue to root for Chad as I have, but definitely Sophie and Sarah, as they've been very high on my list as of the last 2
Brayden,
weeks.
make your mind up. You can't root for everyone.
Out of those 3, whoever is in the final, I'll vote for them.
Oh, there's 2 of them in the final.
Reasons I'm voting for Chad. He was my second under Angela from the start, second in command to Angela.
I'd like to see Chad under Angela.
He is such a genuine and down-to-earth person. He's just so wholesome and cares so much about other people.
He is sweet. You got to admit,
Wholesome?
He's sweet.
I've seen him with his-
Wholesome.
I've seen him with his dick out.
Yeah, Brayden, we could send you a link that would change your mind on that now.
I don't feel like if I was in the house, he's someone I'd get along with really well. No, I feel like if I was in the house, he's someone I'd get along with really well. Sorry, drunk
I'm
reading.
drunk too.
Reasons I'm voting for Sophie. You can't vote for them all.
Yeah, what the hell?
No, he doesn't know who's the finalist,
Oh, right, yeah,
finalist
fair
at
enough.
this point. She is the strongest person I've seen this season, other than Angela. She's grown on me so much over the last couple of weeks. To see someone so determined reminds me of what my mum has taught me growing up. It's to never give up and keep going, no matter how hard things get. She's lovely, and I definitely get along with her.
Who? His mum or Sophie?
Sophie. Reasons I'm voting for Sarah. She is someone I've liked since the start.
She's short.
And has continued to grow on me. that's
ironic.
a bit rude. So much.
Gas is falling apart right now.
Continue to grow
Do you
on me
want
so
me to take
much as
over?
time has gone on. I would absolutely get along with her. She's so sweet and loving, such a strong person, and someone who's very much deserving. Overall, these three have such beautiful souls, and I'll be casting my vote towards them. This season has been very different, but I'm liking it. Thank you so much, and kind regards. Braden.
I like the thank you so much and kind regards. That's a double whammy,
very
isn't
formal.
it? Braden is very pro everyone, and like I'm surprised he enjoys the podcast. He likes everyone.
It's all sweetness and light, isn't it?
Yeah, that doesn't seem to fit in with our ethos.
Can't be a real person.
Thank you so much for that. It's a bit long, but we enjoyed it.
Well, there's more coming up from Braden shortly.
Gaz can only read out about 50 words at a time.
Only about 4 words. I think it's 4 words at a time that I do. Laurie's been in touch.
Queen.
About the about the BBAU final. Oh, no, someone else before that. Sorry.
Oh. What?
Lauren.
Lauren?
Yeah, Lauren.
Oh, Laurie, stand back.
It's a new person. Paul and Helen's Code in BB2. This is BB UK for
come on.
Hi, BB on Blast.
Hi.
I've just watched Best Big Brother shows on Channel 4 and can't work out Helen's Code. Can you help? Helen says she'll either be SOBG or SBG.
Oh.
I know Big G is her boyfriend, but can't work out what she means.
Sacking off.
Sacking off.
Is it shagging or sacking off?
Is it sacking off?
I don't know.
Big G?
Is it? I don't know. I'm just guessing.
It could be sacking off Big G or shagging Big G.
We're just guessing that. You should know this.
I'd have to look back at the tape.
Yeah. I like the fact they've contacted us about this. That's hilarious. Who is this?
Lauren Hayes. Thanks, Lauren.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's our best guess. It's got to be either dumping or...
Do you know, Helen and Paul used to talk a lot about this stuff.
Yeah.
And they used to allude to definitely sex with each other.
Yeah.
So I feel like sex is part of it. But BG sounds like Big G
Yeah,
for me.
that is Big G, yeah.
Sacking off sounds about right. But
Sacking
would
off.
they say sacking off, though?
Sacking off
or sucking off?
Sacking off.
Paul, when I look at you, it's like these little lights whizzing past.
She wouldn't say...
I close my eyes like little lights whizzing past.
She wouldn't say, "Oh, I'm going to suck off BG to Paul," would she?
You wouldn't have thought so.
That would be a bit odd.
Do you know what, though? One thing I did realise was through that whole thing, even though Helen and Paul were really close and they were flirting, they were on top of each other, they were fucking... they weren't fucking. They were, like, snuggling in the snug. All the time she maintained that Big G was her boyfriend.
Yeah.
She was even talking about him
and
as the boyfriend. And the picture on the wall. And Paul was like, this is not going to be a thing for you when you get out of here.
Yeah.
But I don't think he had the heart to quite say it. But it was a really weird position to be in when you were almost already entering into a relationship with her. It was a really, really weird dynamic, that.
It's called Big Brother Brain.
That's true.
You're in denial.
So sorry, Lauren, we can't give you the official...
But I think it's either getting back with or ditching.
Yeah, it sounds like to me.
Yeah, it's something along those lines. Ask Alfie. Alfie Sheldon 12 will know the proper answer.
We'll get the corrections from him later on.
Or ask, BB Spy, someone, credible will know. Big blagger. Not us. We're not the ones.
It's Braden again.
Oh, Braden.
Should we do Braden now, or should we do...
No, do Braden. Have a break.
We'll come back to Braden in a bit. We need a bit of a break from Braden.
Braden break. No, I liked Braden's thoughts, but let's have another
We'll go to
voice.
Laurie now. We'll go to Laurie.
We want to mix out
She's put in brackets, Aussie accent required
Oh,
here.
God.
How you going?
How's it going, Laurie?
No, how you going? How you going?
G'day, Laurie.
Do you know, how you going? I appreciate how you going. How you going is like the Australian how you doing.
I never heard that. How you going?
How you going?
How you going?
I've been thinking about the edits, says Laurie, and envisioned people in a primetime drama writer's room with walls covered in colour-coded post-it notes.
Oh, with red string. That's fucking nice.
Ted had an entire season to mould how he saw fit, without live feeds to contradict.
Yeah.
That information alone drove strategic mastermind podcasters absolutely bonkers before the season had even started. We'll never know what happened in that gorgeous BB house as COVID-19 altered the world outside.
Oh my God.
The bulk of that footage is on the edit room floor, as if film actually still exists, she says.
I like Laurie's mindset on this.
Gosh, she's gone deep.
Oh, she's written this beautifully.
She's gone deep and long.
Oh.
I am thankful for the BBAU 2020 housemates.
Hold on, you meant to be reading this out in Australian accent.
Not just the how you going.
Oh, right. Okay.
They really did get an experience of a lifetime. With a shocking return. to the forever altered outside world. Imagine. And distance.
Sounds like someone's kicking a can around down the bottom of the street.
It's Dan from Big Brother Australia. And distracted me from quarantine life 3 days a week.
Aww.
For me personally, watching the show was an escape. But I was so cynical too. The challenges were so disappointingly physical. A few more puzzles or memory games would have allowed for a more diverse group to have a shot at having nomination power. Having said that, Bust Out star Angela is forever my BB queen. If I could ask her one question, it would be lip gloss or tea.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Someone should have asked
you
that.
got to tweet her that. Surely she's on Twitter.
Yeah, she must be.
Laurie, you got it.
Closing thoughts. In brackets, sorry, I'm well over 50 words, but it is the finale.
Yeah, you're allowed.
Broken Hill, Broken Hill, Broken Hill. Broken Hill times a bloody 1,000. Honestly, it was the only descriptive why.
What?
Oh, honestly, it was the only descriptive why. Oh, I know. Angry loser lacking sportsmanship. Got it. Next. Sorry, that's not sorry. Sorry. Thank my lucky stars and all the good...
Gas is ruining this.
All the goddesses, Dan didn't win.
Yes.
I would have put his snoring ass up for eviction the first damn night.
Queen.
And would have done it every damn time. Till his snoring ass was gone.
Yeah, but don't you think it's interesting that even with that snoring, he still survived every week? He had such control. And that is good social gain, Laurie, which you can't deny. So, think on.
And a leg up from Big Brother. Another sore, in brackets snore, loser. Next. I hoped Sophie would take the win. When are women going to get it together and realise the odds are not in their favour against men at the end?
Never.
Jeez.
Never.
She had a dream. She told us once, right? Once, more than once. I think that's sarcasm on Laurie's part. But fell short of the prize. Unless Chad is her prize now.
Well, I wouldn't mind.
He can't string words together to form a sentence. Sounds like me trying to read this email.
You wouldn't need him to string words together if you had him in bed.
He is pretty, and in brackets, and 235k richer. I don't think that's the right number.
Yeah, no, that is right.
235,000.
Minus 15.
Sorry, Laurie.
So you should be sorry.
Richer.
Sorry, Laurie. You're the one drunk, and she's the one composing a beautifully written email.
Ta-ta for now. Love you heaps in bold letters. Heaps is Australian too.
Heaps.
Lois and Laurie with the love heart emoji. P.S. Hoping the US All-Star cast is so damn good, Gaz will have no option other than to watch earlier seasons, in brackets later, to see how each house gets started.
Oh, he ain't going to do that.
I know. He's not interested. But he really should. P.S. I'd love to watch a video of my Romanian BB Can crossword during the off-season.
Oh, shit. We totally forgot that. We'll do that. We'll do the video when we do BB22 launch of the crossword.
Do you know, Laurie, I've been coming around here every week going, Lindsay, I really want to do that crossword. And Lindsay's like, no, I can't be bothered. Like, waste of time. I don't know why Laurie fucking bothers. I'm like, no, come on, we've really got to do it. Like, this is really good content. Laurie wants to see it. Please, I really want to do the crossword. She's like, nah.
You're such a liar. Where is that crossword?
She says she drops it in the bath.
I think I actually do have an idea of where it is. So, Laurie, remind me before BB22 and we will do a video of it before the launch. Remind me, though.
Lorcan's been in touch.
Oh, my God.
BBAU finale / BB22 excitement is the title of this email.
Oh, my God.
Hey, Lindsay and Gaz. So BBAU is over. My thoughts on the season as a whole are meh. It started off so strong.
He's not even been watching it, so he's talking shit.
Don't talk about shit you don't know about. But the nosedive it did after Angela went was ridiculous. I don't know what it is with the cast in Australia, but they always have a cast of 90% vapid personality vacuums and 10% actual entertainment. I think next year's is going to be even worse because Angela was 1 in 7 billion. At least Dan didn't win. The sentiments are being echoed throughout these emails. Bring on All Stars 2. I'm so excited. I need a drink.
I'm so excited.
Even though that's probably going to be shit as well. We want Janelle, Davon, and Dan Giesley.
Yeah. Have you heard? Is Davon in the mix? She's got to be.
I think I've seen her in rumoured.
She's got to be in the
lineups.
mix. Davon is good. Have you not seen Davon? Have you?
Just the gif.
She is actually
to be shot.
Another person who is a good personality and an absolutely terrible game player. Awful, just awful.
And we're probably going to get Cliff Hogg, Paul, and Cappy. Who's Cappy?
Oh, he's an olden times.
Pray for
bad,
us.
bad
Imagine
person.
Cliff Hogg coming back. You'd like that.
I would not. Oh, the impression.
Yeah, the whole t-shirt pulling. Anyways, thanks for podding the season. You've been a pleasure, in brackets, most of the time. Until next time, Lorcan.
The pleasure, the privilege is mine.
As a little side note to this, I've decided to include a Dream All-Stars cast, although half of them wouldn't be able to play because they're probably about 75 now. Feel free to ignore if you can't be asked. Do you want to know Lorcan's
Go on,
dream
do
list?
the short and sweet. I'll tell you yes or no to his name.
Danielle Reyes,
Yes.
Danielle Donato,
No.
Janelle,
Yes.
Rachel,
Yes. Where is Rachel? Rachel's my favourite ever.
Davon,
Yes.
Rennie,
Yes.
Sheila,
No.
Jen Johnson,
No.
Monica BB2,
No.
Dr. Will,
Yes.
Dan Giesling,
Yes.
Jason Roy,
Yes.
Jason BB3,
Yes.
Jace Wiry,
No.
Marcellus,
Yes.
Johnny Mack,
No.
Marvin.
No. Oh no, Marvin's borderline. Oh, that's a good list. I don't know you're that much of a fan of Jason from BB3 either. We need to discuss that. Because I'm in deep with that season at the moment.
Nick Snow's been in touch. He
I
says
love Nick Snow.
Queen Angelicious got her winner. Hey Lindsay and Gaz. So the stream there's a train going by. So
And when a train goes by, it's such a sad sound.
So the stream I was watching didn't work until about halfway through
mate.
the finale.
Join the club.
But I can't be bothered to go back and watch what I missed. That's basically me.
That is a mood.
Can't say I care all that much about hardly any of these house guests, but still somewhat enjoyed the season overall. Somewhat enjoyed.
5 out of 10.
Angela wanted Chad to win, so that's good enough for me. Also, Sarah was much more gracious during the finale than I would have been, considering production basically evicted her themselves.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
A few other random thoughts. One, Kieran has a YouTube channel where he has videos of him driving badly, so wouldn't he just continue to drive badly on purpose as the channel gained popularity?
Oh my God.
Not impressed.
That is a good point.
2, Gaz, please stop referring to Sophie as eloquent. She's nothing of the sort.
I don't remember you saying that.
I said it last week and
Did
you
you?
disputed it.
Oh.
And then I tweeted it again during the finale and I was like, Sophie is the most eloquent out of this bunch.
Out of
I
that bunch.
won't have anyone say otherwise.
Don't mean much. Not
She's
out of
nothing of the sort. That's a Tiffany Pollard quote right there. 3, I hope Lindsay is able to give Gaz a good BBUS history lesson to get him caught up for BB22.
I will once we
know who they are.
When we
Give me a
see who's
backstory.
actually going in, I
But
can
surely
give
they'll
you
have
a backstory.
BTs telling us what happened to them in the past.
That's what I don't want Jack to see.
Well,
This is what I'm.
Well, don't let him watch that bit.
Guys, it's so annoying. Do you know how? Okay, I know we need to discuss this.
You've had too much
Do you know
wine.
how excited I would be about All Stars? Normally, this is just ruining everything.
Don't let him watch the launch, that's all.
Yeah, we're going to watch that together anyway, so we need to lock him in the cupboard.
Yeah, we'll put him in the Big Brother's basement.
We need to put those headphones on him, you know, like
Yeah.
when you're on
Gina
a quiz
and
show.
Dexter.
Yeah, you have to
Oh.
you're on a quiz show to listen to music, so
Yeah,
you can't
put him
hear
in a
what's
booth.
going on.
Put him in the nominations
booth.
4, I would love to hear Jack's thoughts about season 3 of BBUS.
Oh yeah,
Well,
you can.
that's not what this podcast is for.
Yeah.
Dan and Jason will forever be my favourite alliance.
Who is Daniel? Yeah.
Danielle and Jason.
You can hear though. I will get Jack to update that after we finish watching it.
Looking forward to the BB22 coverage, Nick Snow.
I love Nick. Don't you think Nick Snow just seems like a good,
Such a stand-up bloke.
Yeah, he's like
a really nice guy.
an
Do
actual
anything for you.
normal person in a
Is
Big
he from
Brother
Broken
fan.
Hill? Or?
Don't you think he just seems like a nice, normal Big Brother fan, not like all these
Absolutely.
other weirdos?
No. Speaking of which, Latargo's emailed us. The biggest disservice in BBAU history. Latargo does not watch BBAU,
No, what's
does
he
he?
on about?
I don't know, he sent a fucking voicemail. I bet it's full of nonsense.
How long
God.
is it? You don't even watch it. 2 minutes.
It is the male equivalent.
I can't
of the
hear
black
him.
coffee that you find in your Costco cup.
He's so quiet.
Hold on, let's
Of course,
pause that. It's too quiet.
And I gotta say, I was mad.
I can't hear him.
Hold on,
what are you going
pause
to do? You
it.
can try it on your phone?
Yeah, I'll try it
Is
on
your
this
phone
one. This
louder?
is my. I don't know, maybe louder.
Louder.
Let's try. Latargo, I'm trying. You need to speak up. You got a podcast. You should know about these things. It's downloading.
I could go on to the last email in the meantime while we wait for this.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so this is from an email that I do not recognise.
Wait, hold on. What about Brayden?
Oh,
Had
Braden.
another one.
Braden. Sorry,
Oh my
Braden.
God, the mailbag is bulging at the seams.
I can't even keep up. I feel like Santa before Christmas. Santa, you ever been to Ibiza, Santa? BBAU final week from Braden. Let's go again.
Let's go round again.
Hey, Lindsay, clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Surely we did both of those songs. Hey, Lindsay and Gaz, first things first, I am an Australian viewer, and I recently
We
found
know.
your podcast and have been loving it.
We know that from last week.
He didn't email us last week. Oh, the other email, the
Yeah.
previous email.
Yeah.
Did he say he was Australian?
Yeah.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, he did, because you did an Australian accent at the start.
Because you told me he was Australian.
Oh, right.
Seen BBK and a bit of BBCan, but mostly BBAU. He's also told us a bit of this before.
He thinks we've ignored his email last
You
week.
both. Ah.
Yeah, he's
Braden,
doing
we
a
don't-
recap.
We don't miss an email. Don't you worry, Braden.
Believe me, we
Previously
ain't enough
on
to-
Braden's email.
Goss over.
Exactly. You both are very funny and nice to listen to while I'm drawing or doing whatever.
Oh, that's nice.
You don't want to listen to this while you're drawing. Your screeches
God knows
setting
what
the line
you-
right off,
what
isn't it?
God knows what you'll end up drawing.
Off the page.
Just like someone going, "Ah!"
What an eventful week it was. I'm so glad Sophie was thrown back into the house. She really has shown so much determination and I admire it. I think this might be pre-finale, don't you?
Oh.
Final week. I feel like there'll be another
Isn't
email from Braden.
this the one you read out earlier?
No.
You sure?
She's really shown so much determination and I admire it. I guess I can sort of understand Matt's advantage. Not really, to be honest.
No.
However, where was it ever discussed? Yeah, exactly. Where was it ever discussed?
I know,
That
it's like
Matt's
they just
advantage
put
would
it in.
Play over.
I think Matt just
Roll
moaned
over.
so much that they agreed to it.
It's just another ploy that ended up robbing Sarah. I'm not surprised the producers wanted romance versus bromance. Then Chad winning the second challenge, meaning he couldn't vote, and Sarah being the one to go with Matt's one vote. It was just unfair. I really liked Sarah. Anyways, Chad's ankle seems to be sore and still manages to win the entire challenge.
Seems to be.
That's absolutely fucked, Braden. It's like he's barely got an ankle left.
It's just got a stump.
That's dedication. I've really been rooting for Chad since Angela went. I mean, he was my second fave to win.
We know.
I think it's time for Matt to go.
Yes.
I just think it was, I don't know why. Just felt right. It would make sense to get rid of Dan. But anyways, I was just happy for Sophie and Chad being in the final three.
Oh.
Then the finale.
Oh.
It was good for what it
I
was.
want to hear his
It was good for what it was. I voted 4 times,
Go on.
being twice for both Sophie and Chad.
Is it worth it? It is, though, isn't it, to stop Dan winning?
Yeah. Love Sonia's dress, though.
She did look
I
good.
can't remember
It
it.
was like a green, sort of flowy
Green?
dress. Yeah, I think it was green. It was nice.
It was great getting a flashback from all the moments of the series.
No, that part I have to disagree.
It was also great seeing Sonia bantering with the housemates. Sonia has got good banter, we'll give her
she
that.
does, actually, yeah. She's quite bitchy, actually.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's scripted or if she just makes it up.
No, I don't remember her used to being like that. That didn't make sense, but, you know.
I don't know if you noticed, but there were some salty faces.
Yeah, I did notice.
Who's that? Probably
Oh,
Casey.
loads. Anytime anyone else was getting a package shown of their highlights, everyone else just looked pissed off.
I thought they would have gone into some detail of things, but that we didn't get to see.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Now, we heard there's some deleted scenes kicking around. Did we get those?
Yeah.
Did they come
Alfie
through?
said that,
Did I
no,
just
'cause
shit
we
all
were
over
just,
them?
We were just like, oh, that'd be shit.
Meaning Hannah and Kieran.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I do want to see that.
And other things that we never saw. I've also noted that some of the other housemates barely spoke or never got the chance
Hannah.
to. Even Laura and Zoe
Oh.
not having a Zoom call to the finale, so Zoe wasn't there either. There you go.
Oh, my God. How can you not...
This is Zoe calling in. I've just been making some slavukas at the...
How can you not have...
Salukis.
How can you not have Zoe calling in to the final? She's like a really important person who was in the cast.
We finally get to the announcement. ... Chad won.
Oh, fuck.
I'm very happy about that. Even though his game wasn't the most strategical.
That's true.
I like that this has been put in inverted commas.
Nice.
He played honestly.
He did.
He never backstabbed and never lied. I mean, yes.
He's quite in his own thing from Chad himself.
I mean, yes, when I first saw him, I of course fancy him and think, wow, he's really attractive.
Biased!
But over time, I came to enjoy his wholesomeness. Seeing his interviews.
Brayden, hit
Wholesome.
us up if you want to see these pictures.
We're
going to blow your mind.
I've probably seen them already. Probably printed them out and stuck them on his wall.
You'd be calling him wholesome if you'd seen those.
Seeing his interviews, he seems to hold himself very well. We've seen him hold himself in a different manner.
Yeah, through a red sheet.
At the end of the day, he has a big heart. And that's what made me want him to win.
Brayden is fangirling
Besides
Chad
Sophie.
super hard.
Who is absolutely inspirational. with never giving up. Never give up.
Negu. Just like Audley Harrison said.
At the end of the day, this series definitely has its flaws, but I hope it gets better with its next series. The ending was very abrupt after the announcement. If you haven't watched that season of BBK, that means nothing. There really wasn't any official ending to the episode. Yeah, you're right. I need an official ending.
That's
I
what you
declare
said.
this season complete.
That's what you said, though.
You need fireworks over the
confetti.
house. You need the lights off for the echoey voices. You just need something.
You're right.
But anyways, yeah, I'm happy Chatty Boy won. He deserves it. Much love, Braden Harvey.
Oh, thank you. I hope you listen.
Braden, please do keep emailing us because I like your input. It's good.
Braden, watch BB22. If you've never watched BBUS, give it a go. It's All Stars, should be good.
Yeah, you might as well. It's give
it a whirl.
We'll hit you up with the links.
Give it a whirl. Gaz don't like it either. Give it a whirl.
Absolutely crap, but you should watch it.
It's not crap. It's fucking brilliant. The best Big Brother there is. Don't listen to him.
God.
Oh, should we try Latago's thing?
Yeah, if you can play Latago's
The biggest
voice
disservice in BBAU history.
Yeah, is this voice message probably.
Let's try. I can't hear him.
It is
It's
the
too-
Hold on.
of the black coffee that you find in your Costco cup.
Latago, I can't hear you.
But anyways, of course I haven't been watching BBAU.
You
I've
have?
only been seeing clips, GIFs,
Only
pics,
seen clips.
listened to the podcast. What else? But I've seen the GIF or the video per se of Angela being evicted, and I gotta say I was mad. I was mad at that. I was like,
Not watching it, but you've seen the clips.
can
GIF of it.
possibly one of the most entertaining housemates in BBAU history? Well, that's just my opinion. We got well, how can she?
He's never watched a minute of BBA in his
She
life.
won a lot of competitions. She won more.
That's
but
why
she
they evicted
lost.
her.
How can you take that and put that into your site? Like, I don't know. I don't know. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, she did us proud. I gotta say, she did us proud.
Yeah, she did.
A guy named Chad won the whole thing. A guy who hasn't got his penis circumcised. I don't know if you actually see this picture. There's actually one pic of him.
Why is the
wearing
Togo
a
seen those
scarf and
pictures?
with his dick out.
Yeah, we've
He
seen them.
doesn't have an uncircumcised penis.
Oh, that's okay.
Right? It's like, what the hell?
I prefer
It's a
uncircumcised.
bad
So do I.
image. I want to see a strong guy there. Okay? I want to see a different person there. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Me
This
neither.
is mad. This is hot. Big Brother Australia. This is the biggest disservice. The biggest
making some
disservice.
face.
I'm mad.
Is that in the message or
Anyways,
in real life?
It's
Yeah.
him. It's him. He's making some
shout out to
microwaving some
Logan
food.
times 3, and anyone that eats salmon with microwavable chips.
For fuck's sake, Michael.
He's
Black
making
Lives
micro-
Matter.
Do you know what?
What the fuck was
Do you know
that?
what? I've not had microchips in ages.
I haven't had microchips since I was a teenager.
had no room in my freezer, but if I had a
used
big
to like
freezer,
them.
they're so good. But you only get about 3 in a
They're so
box,
soggy
don't you?
though,
Yeah, I
aren't
know
they?
they're
So
gross.
wet.
They're kind of gross, but
Get
nice.
3 in a box.
You do, don't you? Latago, I'm glad you saw a GIF and decided what's what about Big Australia from a GIF. Actually, I wish I'd just seen a GIF of it. That would have been better.
God, imagine Big Brother Australia in GIFs.
Yeah, don't you think?
It'd be better than the edit.
I think in the future that is how people will actually consume content, just from GIFs. Like I showed Jack those GIFs.
They've
of
got
the-
no sound.
No, but I showed Jack those GIFs of the BBUK White Room, and they told the story. You didn't need
Yeah,
to see
you're
the
right.
video; it just told
Yeah.
the story and just
I'm going to go back to
expressions.
silent movies, which is going to be GIFs.
Yeah, well, that's kind of true. Check out that app.
The
What was
average
it?
attention span is
Something
now
like that.
2 seconds. So, no, like
Jesus
can you imagine like a
Christ.
whole TV show in a GIF? That's
Oh
it.
wow! Fucking hell. So that's it.
That's it. Season's done.
Oh, we were going to say about Arissa Cox was on Minority Report.
Yeah, so last week we announced exclusively that Arissa Cox has become Arissa Cox has become an executive producer on Big Brother Canada. We didn't announce that exclusively, that's a lie.
No, we were about the 1,500th person to announce that.
One Mississippi, two Mississippi. You watched the Minority Report podcast, which she was on, Arissa guested on this week.
Yeah.
What happened?
Minority Report is I don't know what it is, a podcast, a vlog. Anyway, Hams is on it, who we like.
It's funny how a podcast can now be in video form.
Yeah, Merrin, who was as boring on the podcast as he is on Big Brother Canada,
Right.
bless him. He looks hot, though.
Do you think so?
Yeah, he looks good. And then Anthony, who was that guy who got given that goblet and then...
Yeah, climbed out of that pit in the Tomb Raider competition.
And then just saved all the blonde girls. Anyway, those are the main hosts. And then Arissa was on. And she just sort of gave her life story for about an hour. And then she said... and then she said, yeah, half of all BB Can cast going forwards will be minorities. Which
Minimum, she said. Minimum. Half of the cast will be Black, Indigenous and people of colour.
That was it.
Which was BIPOC.
But I don't think
So you got the letters down.
I don't think Canada really has a problem with minority
Diversity.
casting anyway. But
No.
she was saying to like Hamza and Merrin and Anthony, like, you guys should have got way further than you did. And they were talking about Jamal and how Arissa wasn't involved in that decision to get rid of him and all that. And it was actually really interesting. I would recommend watching it. It was really, really interesting. And I thought Hamza, Anthony and Merrin were actually a lot more interesting on that than they ever were in the house. Actually, Hamza was more interesting in the house, but the other two weren't.
For Hamza, I just remember him talking about hummus a lot. So
Yeah.
I don't think he was that interested. I feel like
Oh
Hamza...
no, I loved Hamza.
I think Hamza spoke a good game, but didn't deliver much.
Yeah, that is true. I can't disagree with that. But yeah, so I think Canada is like way, way ahead. Australia is so
Behind.
far backwards.
Well,
so
actually,
far
if you look at
backwards.
if you look at the cast on paper, there were actually 2 Asian people, Alan and Sabong,
Yeah,
2 black women, Laura and Angela.
true.
4 out of 20 is probably not doing well enough, but
It's
maybe,
bare minimum, I would say.
I would say it's bare minimum, but it's maybe more than we've seen in compared to previous casts.
Yeah.
But the fact that there's
What the hell is that?
what?
Can you see that in the sky?
Something floating. What is that?
What the
Must be a
fuck is
balloon.
that?
It must be a balloon.
What is that? Oh my god, there's a UFO!
It's bobbling around like a balloon.
It's very high up to be a balloon.
I don't know, but it's weird.
Should we take a picture?
It's very opaque.
Oh my god. It's a UFO. I can't see it. Carry on.
Yeah, I feel like
I can see it.
if you look back over Big Brother Australia cast, not that I've seen every season, there's usually just like one person that's not white.
That's true.
In my recollection, and they're usually Asian. I don't think there's been many black housemates on Big Brother Australia, so I feel like
And on Married at First Sight Australia, there are no minorities whatsoever.
possibly they've done a good job for
Yeah.
Australian TV casting. Possibly, even though the housemates voted them out, at least they were put forward by production. It's not to say that Big Brother wanted the white people to win. Like,
Yeah, but if you don't have enough of a mix, the minorities will never ever win.
true, but they did maintain Angela's position in the house for longer than she should have stayed, really, by the twist. So
Jack was saying if you think there is, say going forward in Big Brother Canada, there is half minority cast and half white cast.
Yeah.
Do you think all the minorities are band together and all the white people? And I said no. I think for me, this is my opinion. See what you think.
yeah,
In my opinion, it's generally the boys that band together.
Yeah, definitely.
Not people don't band together by race
No.
or not consciously.
Nor should they necessarily, I don't
Not
think.
consciously, they don't.
No.
But going forward with everything that has happened this year with Black Lives Matter,
Yeah.
do you think there may be more of a thought process behind that, or white people may be more reluctant to evict minorities, or there may be some
No.
thought process behind it? Do you think? No.
no, I don't.
Well, I was hoping.
No, I don't.
No? Well,
No,
then
I
what
had
the
to
fuck is the
articulate
point?
myself.
Well, what the fuck is the point in everything then? And all the awareness raised and everything, if nothing is going to change?
I don't think Black Lives Matter and the movement is going to change how Big Brother players play the game.
To me, it would, because I always said I would never evict like black people first. I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because it just.
I know you say that, but I think that's marginally problematic in itself.
Do you?
Like, what if, say, there's a black guy there and
Yeah.
he's snoring like Dan? You're going to want him out, surely, because you can't sleep.
No, because I'm not voting on that basis. I'm voting on strategy,
It's
not
just
on
all
that.
the flies that I'm looking at.
Oh my god,
little
you're
midges.
freaking me out. I'm not voting on snoring. I'm voting on how I'm going to get to the end. But also, I don't want to be that person putting the black person out first. I don't want to be camp comeback people. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be
but
Jack and Jackson.
No, but you wouldn't, because you probably like the black people better than white people naturally anyway.
Damn right.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Dead air.
What? Dead air? Yeah, I'm trying to see
Oh,
if
he
I...
can't articulate
trying to
himself because he's
articulate-
drunk.
Any thoughts on this?
He's drunk.
I think it's a good thing to obviously up the representation. It's always good to be able to see yourself represented on TV, but at the same
You
time,
cannot see what you cannot be. No.
you can't be what you can't see.
That was
But
it.
also, you can only pick from the pool of applicants.
Well, that's what Arissa was saying on Minority Report. She was saying, you know, if you're in minority groups, apply now. She said,
Yeah.
apply.
Because I do think like there probably are ethnic groups that are less likely to apply for reality TV.
Well-
Like you don't see many Asian people on reality TV because, quite honestly, people mostly embarrass themselves
Yeah.
on reality TV, and I don't think.
Don't you remember Dre and, what's his name, saying, like, French Canadians would never even watch this show. They just wouldn't.
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, Arissa kind of enlightened us on that as well.
Oh, yeah.
That like French
Canadians.
or French Canada is even a thing. Like that Montreal or that area.
They're very
insular, and they
Yeah.
have their own TV shows.
Yeah.
And they watch French TV. They don't really watch like the wider English speaking TV. So they're going to have to maybe, if they really are going to cast the net wider and find BIPOC, they're going to have to go and scout maybe. But then at the same
that's a good
time,
point.
we don't really agree with scouting, or I don't.
Well, it depends where you're scouting.
Yeah, I
If you're
suppose.
just scouting at the cocktail bar, no. But if you were going to like interesting groups, like if you were going to like groups, you know, where people, well, maybe you were going to protests or, mate, that sounds a bit. I'm not sure if that sounds right.
I don't know if
But,
Canada's protesting or not. Are they?
we should ask Arissa. that.
So I've been to a few protests in London, right? I spoke to my dad about this the other day. My dad kind of really infuriated me. He was like,
Oh no.
no, but like these protests, it's a London thing. Like people are protesting in London because elsewhere people don't have a problem. Like
Is he joking? It's
like-
way worse elsewhere.
he basically said, like, you know, people aren't concerned about racism elsewhere because it's not a thing. Basically, he didn't say those
Shut
words.
up, he did not
But I
say
was like,
that.
Dad, you don't understand.
Tell me exact
I said,
words he said
I
there.
can't
'cause
remember
that is,
them.
No.
I was like, Dad, you don't understand the issues you're talking about here. Like, we're going to the
It's
protest.
it's worse everywhere that's outside London. Are you telling me in Northampton and fucking Bedford there ain't racism?
He thinks-
There's only not racism because there's no black people.
Exactly, but he thinks, like, because
Toes in that bush.
because there aren't protests in Bedford, that it means everyone's happy.
Oh,
And I think it
dear.
just shows a lack of diversity. Anyway,
Oh,
he was
bless.
like, do you know what? He's like, we just watched the other day the London 2012 opening ceremony from the Olympics.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And-
I thought, fucking hell, they're putting that on. Jesus, they have run out of things to say.
He was like, and honestly, he's like, there's such diversity in this country, and I've only just really sort of got my counter argument together because
Yeah.
I had to talk to Dan about it and decompress.
Yeah.
And Dan was like, yeah, but diversity doesn't mean equality.
Yeah.
And I was like, actually, you're so right. And that's
a
what I
good
should have
point,
said to my
yeah.
dad.
Yes, yeah.
But my dad thinks a lot of these like issues which I don't know manifest themselves in a race issue are London-centric issues. That's what he thinks. He's like, you've become very London-centric and you've got a very like London-centric point of view. I was like, Dad, you don't understand. And then I was like, you know, as a black person, you're 10 times more likely to be stopped by the police just for like racial profiling, for stop and search and stuff like this. Yeah, but that doesn't happen in Bedford, where
Of course it does. Of course it does.
That's
It's
what I'm
just
thinking,
there's
of
less
course it
black.
does.
How many black people does he know in Bedford? That London-centric thing is really interesting because I think that's actually the exact inverse of what is happening. Like, to be called London-centric, it's like, in London, it's like, you are so used to mixing with people of all different types and all different backgrounds and coming from all different countries that you don't get immune to it.
Yeah.
Whereas but he is talking shit. No offense to your dad, because me and you I come from Northampton and you come from Bedford, so we know what it was like to grow up in those areas where there are very few black people, and we have moved to London where it is much more diverse. So we know both sides, and they only know one side, so that is crap. Although he is way further along than my mum is. Way further along.
I sent him some statistics from the group that we've been going to the protests of. It's raining now.
Oh no!
Get your laundry in. And I was like, "This is why we're going." And I sent it to him on Instagram. Didn't hear a reply, so don't know if it's just like swallowing it or what. Do you want to pause this for a minute?
Pause by.
Yeah.
Guys, it's raining.
It's starting to rain, so we're going to move this inside.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. But I was quite upset with my dad for kind of dismissing the issue as a London problem. And he almost was he's ignorant to the fact that there is still a struggle for people that aren't white, because he thinks that people aren't protesting where he lives and it's diverse and therefore everyone's happy and everyone's equal. But that's not actually the case. And like the statistics were like stuff like how you're more likely to die in childbirth if you're black compared to if you're white, all this kind of stuff.
And also die of coronavirus.
There's a lot of new cushions in here, isn't there? Let's come inside. Yeah,
a lot
amongst
of
other
inequality,
things.
poverty and everything.
Exactly. And then I don't know, he talked about, what did he say? He said, I was like, even like in education, the grades show that if you're black, you're going to be less likely to achieve than a white student. And he was like, yeah, but a lot of kids in London come from a broken home. And I was like, well, that's racist in itself.
Yeah.
You're assuming that like black homes are broken homes, but they could be white kids' homes can also be broken.
Many.
Yeah, so I don't know. I felt
Including ours.
I felt like his logic was completely flawed.
Yeah.
And it really frustrated me that he wasn't really willing to see the picture. He just dismissed it as a London issue, and you've become really London centric, and that's why you're going to protests. And people aren't protesting here because they're happy.
Does he understand you're going out with a black man?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that is so
and
dismissive.
He goes, I know you're doing this because it makes you happy. I said, no, Dad, I'm not doing this for me,
Yeah.
actually. I'm doing it for everyone else that's affected. It actually doesn't affect me.
No, yeah.
I could happily
It's lending
just
your voice
pretend
to it,
that it's not a thing. Yeah, exactly. So it was a really frustrating conversation, and I don't know if I managed to get him to see sense, but then he goes, he's finished this by, actually the problem is, the population is too big, and they forecast that in the next 50 years the population is going to shrink a lot, and then there'll be more opportunities for everyone. There'll be more houses, there'll be more educational opportunities, there'll be more jobs, and that's how he ended the conversation. But I did get a chance to say to him, Dad, I'm actually really upset that you're not listening to the reasons that I'm going out here, and why Dan and I think this is actually an important thing.
Yeah. Don't you think it's just it is that I don't know if it's white guilt, but it's
white privilege. It's white privilege. And he said to me... He said, I'm really grateful to be a white male. He said that. He said, I recognise that I'm privileged,
something.
and I'm really grateful to be a white male. But then that says, if you're grateful to be a white male, that says you're at a disadvantage if you're not.
Yeah.
And this is the point I failed to sort of throw back in his face. But it's true. If you say, I'm grateful to be a white male...
You should know why you wouldn't be grateful to not be a white male.
It suggests the alternative is not as favourable.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah.
Why do you assume it's like that?
Yeah.
Especially where you come from, everyone's happy and everyone's fine, and we're so diverse and we're so equal. Why are you now still happier now to be a white male than anything else? Because if everything was fine by now, by that logic, it would be fine to be Asian, black, mixed race or whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously, it is fine to be any of those things, and you shouldn't be at a disadvantage. But unfortunately,
you are.
Yeah.
I think the key is to not get too involved in these conversations with them. I do.
With your parents.
I do. I just think it's fighting a losing battle, and it's painful.
It's tiring.
It's painful. It's exhausting, and we're two white people. We're two white people saying that. So
yeah, exactly.
That
I was going to
you,
say the battle is tiring for black people
Yeah.
and for people that aren't white. day in, day out, and it's a constant battle that's been going on for years, and suddenly it's trending, it's in the spotlight, and now we're getting involved.
And I guess we have the privilege of being able to just say, oh no, I can't be bothered to have that conversation, it's too exhausting.
Yeah.
Whereas a black person couldn't necessarily do that.
No.
So maybe we should. Maybe we shouldn't do that, and maybe we should do the opposite. It's hard to know. It's hard to know what to do for your own mental health and what to do that's right.
Mm.
Because I just think sometimes they'll never get it.
No.
They'll never ever get it.
No, exactly. And I've obviously taken the time to try and understand these issues more over recent years, and my dad hasn't. So he only sees whatever he happens to see on the news or whatever.
That's what I think with my mum. I just think, why don't you accept, and this is so big-headed probably, like, I fucking know more about this than you.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you fucking accept I have read more books than you?
Exactly.
I have read a lot more wide-ranging things than you.
Me as well.
Yeah,
it's just like, no, this is a London thing.
But they're older and they think they know better just because they're older. It's like, I'm fucking 40 years old. Like, I fucking know what I'm talking about. And they just like, oh, no. It's like, get out of your fucking bubble of not being... That's the way the London-centric thing kind of pisses me off. It's like, you're not London-centric and you're in your town centre fucking culture, which, believe me, I've been in, and it is fucking backwards as fuck.
Town centre culture?
Yeah, it is.
That's
it's
a
like
book title right
fucking,
there.
It is. It's like that town centre chav culture, and there is nothing to speak of from it. This fucking Daily Mail culture, it's no, we know better. So I don't know why they don't think, okay, they're younger, they've probably got their brains are working a bit better than us, maybe we should fucking listen. Barely, but you know.
Yeah, I know.
especially
After 2 bottles of Prosecco,
now.
trying to articulate these thoughts of all this alcohol has not been particularly easy, but
Do you think you will pick it back up with him, or?
If you're not trying to convince people that don't see the issue, then what's the point of even being part of it? That's kind of how I feel. Like, it's very easy for me to retweet a story or something someone said or put a picture from a protest to my network.
Captive audience,
who probably think along the
Are
same
on
lines
board,
as me, but they're not actually the people that need to have their head turned or eyes open.
No.
So
It's like people who, as you would know, who would say, oh, you know, I would never want like a gay child, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then when they have a gay child, they're like, oh, you know, well, that's fine because it's my child and it's fine. It's like, oh, what the fuck?
well, some people are not fine.
No, and a lot of people are not, but some people need time to come around to it. But
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? It's like, it's okay if it's yours, or it's okay if it's someone you know. It's that mentality, isn't it?
The
It's
thing
like,
is,
if it's someone you know, it's okay.
Yeah.
And if it's someone you don't know,
It's
it's
something
not
we'd rather
okay.
not think
Yeah.
well, so for all of my dad's shortcomings, and for him saying this is a London-centric thing that you've become involved in, like, lately, because of... Not because I've got a bad boyfriend, he didn't say that.
Oh, thank God.
But
Imagine
I'm
if he
wondering
had.
if he's thinking, like, is that...
Oh, I'm
what is
sure.
That he's thinking?
I'm sure.
But he did say that one of his friends at golf had been saying, like, oh, I don't really understand this Black Lives Matter
God.
thing.
All lives
And my
matter.
dad said... well, yeah, it probably says that. My dad said... I don't know why the context is. He asked this guy, "Would you rather be black or gay?"
Oh my God.
Which I don't know what the answer
What
was.
is going through your dad's head?
I don't know, but I suppose at times my dad's probably had to stand up to some homophobic comments because of having a gay son.
Yeah.
And now he's quite at ease with having a gay son.
Oh, that's good.
And he always has been. It's never
Yeah.
been an issue that I've been aware of.
Yeah.
But he
Well,
turned it
that's-
on his guy to say, "Would you rather be black or gay?" I suppose he was saying that being gay and white is the favourable alternative.
Well, I guess it is, because you could pretend not to be gay, theoretically. Like, if someone met you...
you can't pretend to not be black.
Yeah. So if someone met you, they wouldn't necessarily know you were gay, so they wouldn't know to hate you
Yeah.
if they were a fucking
Yeah.
prejudiced
Yeah,
cunt.
true. And I don't know what the answer, but I think my dad said basically he was shutting down the issue of this guy who was being a bit bigoted. So, you know, in some ways, my dad is fighting the fight,
He's fighting the part that he knows about.
I suppose.
Yeah. And he just needs to know... Maybe he just needs to get to know Dan a bit more and get to know... It's not a London thing, it's just a human
I don't
thing.
think my dad gives a fuck that Dan's black,
No.
white, whatever he is.
No.
I don't think my dad would really care.
I would hope not. And I'm sure he wouldn't, because your dad seems quite
And
cool.
I don't think my dad thinks that Dan's the reason I'm going to the protest, or the only reason. But, I just lost my train of
It's
thought.
hard to
I've lost my train
articulate
of thought.
because we're both drunk. That's
One
the problem.
time, my dad was talking. This was recent. I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but at Christmas, did I ever tell you about my dad? What he said about trans people?
I'm not sure.
He said about like people who are transitioning and stuff, like basically saying like, I don't really understand it.
Oh God.
He said you should be grateful for what you have. He said that.
What do you mean you should be grateful for what you have? What does that even mean?
Exactly. Like,
How can
if
you be
you've got-
grateful to have a dick if you feel like you're a woman?
Exactly.
What the fuck?
My dad was like, you know,
does that mean?
you know, trans
Oh, you
people.
should be grateful for what?
you
You're
should
not
just be grateful for
disabled
what
or
you've got.
something.
I don't know.
What does that mean?
And then Dan said to him, yeah, but imagine if you felt like you shouldn't be male all your life. You're not going to be grateful for it, are you?
No.
And we spoke about this, Dan and I, recently, based on this conversation about race and protests and people being happy and diversity. Like diversity is enough for everyone to be equals, which is not the case. I said, what did my dad say to that? He was like, I don't actually know. I think he might have just made a comment about me being really intelligent, like Dan being really intelligent or something, and like brushed it off. But my dad, fuck, I'm so drunk. My dad has a trans neighbour now, so he's like,
does he?
had to like face up to that and like
Face up
like
to
have a
that.
conversation with a trans person, and then
Yeah.
realise this trans person is actually like a funny, like nice
Human
person,
being.
human who is actually a really courteous neighbour.
Yeah.
So now has to like accept that a trans person is a normal person too.
Yeah.
So like you say, it's just like what you know
It
and what you're
is.
exposed to. But then my dad should be. I don't know. Maybe my dad's never had conversations about race. Probably hasn't. And I think that's why he doesn't understand the issue.
It's frustrating though, and it's
What's frustrating
disappointing
is when
sometimes.
something that you feel passionately about is dismissed. And it's
Yeah.
like, well, you know, it makes you feel good, so go and do it.
Yeah.
But Dad, that's not why I'm doing it.
And I feel like if it was them if my mum was saying, "Oh, I'm really into this," whatever it is, I'd be like, "Oh, that's really cool," and then you're into it, and they're just like, "Oh,
That's not real. That's
Yeah.
a London thing.
it's a London." I've never heard that before, that London-centric thing, but it makes sense. I can imagine
From,
people.
you know, from someone from where we're from, which
Yeah.
is a bit more removed.
Yeah,
It's not like
we're from the Midlands.
countryside, but like
it's
it's-
backwards.
it's at least an hour
It's
from
backwards
London.
week.
It's very
Every week.
it's very easy to show these to perceive these issues as being a London problem. Then you don't really
Yeah.
have to worry about them, do you?
Yeah, it's like knife crime and everything.
Yeah.
It's a London
Yeah,
thing, and
exactly.
then and terrorism. It's a London thing, and
And I
then
was
you
like-
don't have to worry about it
I said
anymore.
to him, Dad, there's actually protests happening in Birmingham, Brighton,
Yeah.
probably Manchester.
Around
Okay,
the world.
these cities.
So it's not a London thing because it's happening worldwide,
Yeah,
and it was sparked from something that happened in America.
yeah. But also the fact that people see a need to protest tells you there's a problem.
Mm.
If you feel the need to stand up to show that something's not right here, that's enough to sort of consider this a real thing that people need addressed. Like, otherwise, what they're speaking up about. If there's nothing to speak up about, there's not going to be a protest.
No,
Anyway, that's probably as much as I can say this week.
no, it's interesting, and I totally relate to what you're saying. I really want to see my mum again because I've not seen her since Christmas, and I want to talk to her about a few things. So I'm looking forward to that when it happens. But that's about fifth on the list of the complaints I've got. So we'll see. Anyway, I hope you found that enlightening. It was a bit of a diversion, but I think
We always manage to get these issues
yeah,
in
but
here
it's
somehow.
something that people are interested in. I think people who listen to our podcast are interested
Quite in tune
in that.
with it, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
And didn't Australian Andrew on the Taron podcast say that no other Big Brother Australia podcasts are talking about lack of diversity?
Oh yeah, that's bollocks. We are, so
Well,
fuck
people doesn't
off.
listen to us because all we do is slag you off.
Oh yeah, that's true. I would switch us off too. I wouldn't have even press play in the first place. Anyway, this is long enough. So follow me on Twitter, LightUpVM.
Follow me on Twitter, BB_superfan.
Follow BB on Blast. And
BB
if
on
you've subscribed on iTunes, we're still on there. We're just on there solo now. There's only one podcast to follow. We had a mixture of things going on.
What?
Do you remember I had that issue with
Did we lose followers? We didn't, did we?
No, we didn't lose followers, but just in case you're not getting if you're not getting updated, you're not going to listen to this. Are you? That's
No,
stupid. That's
because the last thing that was
dumb
updated on that like duplicate was from fucking BBUS years
like
ago.
Angela's Ashes or something. And if you're listening on Spotify, shout out. Can you leave a review on Spotify? I don't think you
No,
can.
you can't.
If you're listening on iTunes, why not leave a review on iTunes? Because there's reviews on there that are old as fuck.
Yeah, give us a new little review.
If you've emailed, why not leave us a review?
Yeah.
It's just as good.
Looking at you, Brady.
Say how funny we are. And and read my book, First Aid Girl, even though Gaz slagged it off earlier.
I did not.
He's never read it. His boyfriend's read it. My boyfriend's read it. My mum's read it, and
You wrote
love
it.
What else? Go to our website, bbonblast.com.
Do you know, I actually use Skype this week, and whenever I log into Skype, I see Cameron Cole on there as a contact. If you'd like to watch our interview, gritty, in-depth interview with Cameron Cole, last UK Big Brother winner, that's on our YouTube channel.
I was talking to Jack about that last night, saying, "Oh, we interviewed one of the Big Brother winners."
That was a scoop for us.
That was a scoop. It was a good. And Jack was like, "How did that even come about?" It's like he DM'd us, and then we were like, "Oh shit!" because of what we said about him in the previous episode. We were like, "Fuck."
Said.
Oops. Oh, shut up. We were there booing at him outside the Big Brother
You
house.
were there booing at him. I was cheering him. I liked him at the end.
Oh, whatever. And only because you don't care, because he was slagging off women and you don't care about women's rights.
I don't care about those rights.
After everything else you said, and you don't care about the women's rights.
Of course I care.
No, maybe. And what else? That's it. PayPal, whatever you like.
Slip a few quid in there. Help us pay for our domain or whatever.
Yeah.
Email us any thoughts, any hopes, any fears for BB22, or any final thoughts on BBAU if you've not got them in yet, to bbonblastpod@gmail.com.
We won't be back until BB22 launch, but in the meantime, feel free to comment on BBAU.
Yeah, fill that inbox.
BBGK,
give us something to look forward to.
Whatever you like. We're happy to hear from you.
And also, happy 20th birthday to BBUK. That happened in the last week. No news on any new BBUK coming up, but a few, like, Rylan was tweeting about it, the fan sites were tweeting about it. There's a few nice things going on Twitter about that.
Oh, you might see Rylan. See what he says soon. You never know. You might bump into him somewhere.
I might.
Yeah, you might. You never know. You're quite connected with these sorts of things, aren't you?
We'll see. If we get any exclusives, we'll see.
Thanks for listening. Hope you found it enjoyable. Back in a couple of weeks.
See you for All Stars.
Bye.
Bye.